What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Joey Shakes. It is day 9 of NFL free agency reaction. Definitely had a lot of stuff to talk about yesterday when it comes to this team and where they're going. Obviously, the signing of Pascal, which is a really good number 3 wide receiver that's averaging, 600 to 700 yards with Nick Sirianni. Knows how to use him, which is great. He's a big body. He can get the job done. So does it explain the answer that Jalen Reagor is going to be out? Probably not. I would have to say with that move, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside might be the odd man out right now, which is good. But, the Eagles aren't giving up on Reagor, unfortunately. So it's kind of a disastrous mess right now. Brian Johnson going out with Kenny Pickett, the scouts going out with Kenny Pickett to dinner last night. It makes sense of why the Eagles haven't been busy in free agency. Philly 500 came with a good point last night, and this is probably the reason why they didn't spend that much. They're only going to spend a certain amount on certain positions because, if they're going after a quarterback and they're not going after anybody big in free agency, that means that, they're not ready to build around their quarterback in Jalen Hurts right now. And I think that's one of the problems, that they have right now. So it could happen now. And it sucks because I don't want a quarterback right now. Like in the process right now, I'm not into it. I'm not into getting a quarterback. I'm not into any of that. I have been against it since the beginning of the offseason. I was against Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson. I was against anybody that was available. So it's not going to cost much to move into, I don't know. Some people are saying he is in the top 10. Some people he won't be in the top 10. So I don't know. I think the Eagles are to take advantage of the situation because I think top 10, a lot of teams are acquiring quarterbacks. The Falcons are getting Marcus Mariota, but, there's no long-term answers with some of these quarterbacks. There's no long-term answers as of right now. So Eagles get Kenny Pickett, then I don't know. He had a good pro day. I'm not going to say he didn't have a good pro day because it was good. He threw the ball very well and, his deep ball looked great, but it's going to really, you need to build this roster. I mean, you really do. You need to build this roster regardless. Because what I think is going to happen is if Kenny Pickett gets drafted, he probably will sit behind Jalen Hurts for a year. Probably what's going to happen until he gets his shot. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna. If Kenny Pickett's look, if you draft a quarterback in the first round, you would start him, but because of what the Eagles do here, they might draft him, sit him behind Hurts, because I don't think they do anything with Hurts anyway. But Gardner Minshew's probably gonna get traded most likely. That's what I'm thinking, because they're not keeping 3 quarterbacks on this roster. Okay, it's not happening. They're not keeping 3 quarterbacks. It's just not happening. So, as of right now, it's like now all I think about is Kenny Pickett. I was thinking about getting a great defensive line, rebuilding that, which they still can. They can still trade back one of their picks, get Kenny Pickett, and on top of that, use one of their mid-round, first-round picks that they'll have left. But it's tough for me to say. Who knows? Could be wrong. I mean, this just, this is, Brian Johnson and scouts, having dinner with Kenny Pickett. And this could be just a meeting. Like if Howie Roseman was at this meeting, then it'd be more important, obviously. But it's just maybe to check his personality or anything like that. I mean, it can go one of 2 ways right now. So I'm hoping that it's not for the way that everyone thinks it's going to be, which is because they want to draft him this badly. But obviously they have interest because they're meeting him. You know what I mean? So I get it. I get it. But is it the right decision to make right now? I don't know. Well, what's going on, everybody? I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. What's going on? Kegos, what's going on, bro? Gay Funk, what's going on? Papa Eagle, what's going on? Tony, what's going on, man? Marcus, what's going on? Will, I know it's bad for me to say, but Kenny has a good arm. It reminds me of Herbert. Makes all the throws. I mean, I thought his pro day went really well. Michael Dujon, what's going on? Eagles gang, what's going on, bro? Sean Wiggs, what's going on, man? Appreciate it, bro. Yo, Jason, what's going on, man? James. We got Bry. What's going on? Pickett reminds me of Herbert. Will Gaines says Kenny a spitting image of Herbert. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Michael says, I think we taking a defensive end, defense tackle, move up for Pickett. Alexander says, I was wondering what they had for dinner. I don't know what they had for dinner. Philly 500 last night said they had lobster and maybe some dessert. So if they added dessert in there, it's over with. So I don't know. I can't tell. Like, if this was an official visit, like, well, like when it was like, if it's the Eagles, meeting with I almost said Herbert, meeting with Pickett, like Howie Roseman wasn't there. I don't think he was. So that's, is it worse or better if he was there? I don't know. But, the Eagles, oh, man, they're keeping us on our toes right now. Because think about it. They didn't spend a dime. I mean, I think Zach Pascal, how much did he cost? I think he only cost like $1 million, $2 million. I mean, he was cheap. Like the Eagles just didn't even want to spend a little bit. I'm not even saying like they had to spend mid-tier money, but they didn't even want to they didn't want to spend nothing at all, which is crazy. It's absolutely insane. I don't get it. Jay says, you think they'll go draft a QB? I mean, probably. I mean, this is pretty alarming. It shows that they have interest. So, Donnie, what's going on, man? Miles says they will move up to get Pickett, draft Jermaine Johnson, and draft Wyatt. They're not getting three people in the first. They're not drafting three guys in the first round. Everyone's got to stop with them drafting three guys in the first round. They're not drafting anybody. They're not drafting a third guy in the first round. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Simple as that. We got a super chat from Bobby Stevens. What's going on, man? He says, I can see the Eagles trading 1583 2023 second and Hurts for Panthers 6. All aboard the Eagles QB carousel. Fly, Eagles, fly. Yeah, I mean, the Panthers have the number 6 overall. And that, I mean, at this point, if Jalen Hurts isn't going to be starting anymore, I mean, this is already showing that they don't believe in Jalen Hurts. I mean, it's already showing that. So if you can, in the process, get rid of Jalen Hurts, and you can get away with getting the 6 overall pick, then great. That'd put them in the perfect spot to go get Kenny Pickett, top 10 pick, if that's the case. If that's where they want to go, that's the perfect way. You know what I mean? So I get it. Yeah, Bobby. I mean, that's definitely something that they, it's definitely something creative that they would do. It's Hector. What's going on, man? Brian says, I watched a huge thing on him. He didn't have the deep ball flick of the wrist, lacks watch. Jay says, none of these QBs are worth first-round pick. Well, that's what I'm saying. They're not. But if the Eagles want to get if the Eagles want to get their hands on him, how do they know when he's going to get drafted? That's what I'm saying. Like, how do they know if they're not drafting him too early, too late? How do they know? John Jones, hey, Joey, should we have Howie have waited till after the draft to get an extension? Yeah, probably. Not even like 10 minutes in the building, gets an extension. Makes one move that, just think about it. Hassan Reddick, let me tell you something. Hassan Reddick, the Eagles wouldn't have had him. The Eagles wouldn't have not even had him. The Eagles got Hassan Reddick by luck, and that's just the truth. Hassan Reddick was offered more money elsewhere. He didn't go. He wants to play for the Eagles. Eagles got lucky, more than lucky, with Hassan Reddick. Fred says, Pickett doesn't have baby hands. Babies have hands that are like 3 inches big. If he had a baby hands, he wouldn't be able to hold a football. That is true. In technical terms, Fred, that is true. That is true. Tony Holmes says maybe they didn't want to play those wide receiver. Well, no, they didn't. Well, that's a huge – they didn't do it for that. Look, they didn't want to pay anybody. They didn't want to pay every receiver they looked at, they passed on. But they want to be aggressive and go get Marcus Williams. But if you understand, guys, they like how he backed out of everything. As soon as he had some competition in a deal, he backed out of it. Or he just didn't offer enough. So it really scares me that if they don't want to build around Hurts right now and they want to get a QB that badly, this isn't the year to spend because you're going to have to spend on a QB. I don't know. I have no idea. Brian Burr says, Joey, I got a question. If you trade 19 for DK Metcalf and trade pick 15 for early second 2023 first, just in case Hurts ain't the guy. We got ammo for QB. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I think you got to do that. I think you got to get extra picks for 23 just in case. Okay, if you want to go after Pickett this year and you think this is going to be your guy, so next year you want to spend big next year, whatever you want to do, that's all up to you. We'll see. Fred says, Fred's pissed. Oh, he says, Pickett might be one of the QB I wouldn't be mad if the Eagles took him. He grew up on the Eagles fan. He is definitely a franchise guy. We'll see, man. We have the do we have the cap for what? Do we have the cap? We're not paying we're not paying someone to be a franchise QB. We're just paying a rookie contract right now. That's it. We have the money to do that 100%. Do I think Pickett's better than Hurts? When it comes to maybe the passing aspect on some of his throws, yeah, his deep ball accuracy is probably better, but I mean, that's probably it. Pickett still has some problems with consistent throwing too. I mean, he doesn't have any athleticism. He can't run like Hurts, so Hurts is better in a lot of categories than Pickett, but Pickett's got a really nice deep ball, which I really do like. Brian says, no one cared to Pickett or no one next year class is way talented. Ben says, feels so bad for Ojabo. Yeah, dude. Like if the Eagles could pick him up in the third, fourth round, I'm totally up for it. I really am. I mean, if they get their hands on him, then we should be good. But as of right now, I'm just gonna sit back and wait and see how he's gonna be, and hopefully he gets out of this Achilles injury in a good way. That's what I'm hoping. So. Ronald says if I want to fight Howie. He was getting the thing is that why we even drafted Hurts, we were wasting his career. We drafted Hurts for him to be the backup quarterback. We didn't draft him to be a starter, if you guys remember. That's the whole thing with this. We didn't draft him to be a starting quarterback. We drafted him to be a backup to Carson Wentz. But unfortunately, the Eagles, kind of got lucky in some way because otherwise the Eagles would have had nobody. But it's not like anything, they're lucky they even have Jalen Hurts at this point. That's at least, not playing his best, but he's not playing the worst QB. Not the worst QB, but, Raphael says, I don't think we're drafting a QB in the first round. Makes no sense. Second or third, maybe just doing their due diligence on the prospects. I think that hopefully is part of it. Raphael, I hope that's really part of it. And it sounds like it is making sense. Like if Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman had a meeting with him, it'd be a different story. But this is Brian Johnson and some of the scouts with him. So, I mean, Howie Roseman's not personally getting a first look at Kenny Pickett right now. So I think for the major quarterback areas, they're going to just meet up with some of these people, and that's it. Tariq Malik says, no to Pickett. John Jones says, Joey, if you were the GM, would you pick a QB or wait till next year? I wait till next year, bro. Like, I'm up for drafting like linebacker, defensive tackle this year, or double dip out defensive tackle, or get defensive tackle, defensive end this draft. I'm up for building this defensive line. That's what I'm up for building right now. So, Bree says Eagles should go after wide receiver Thielen if they're worried undrafted wide receiver like Pascal is a Pro Bowler. The Vikes are rebuilding. The Vikes are rebuilding. I don't know how much Thielen's going to cost, but I don't think the Eagles are going to be in the market for a guy like that. I mean, right now, I don't think so. Right now, I don't think the Eagles are going to be in the market for a guy like that right now. So, I mean, I don't think that's going to happen. Eagles are going to keep what they have right now and see what they can do. Like Pascal's a really good number 3, and like without Nick Sirianni as the offensive coordinator with the Colts, he dropped to like 330 yards, which wasn't good. So with Nick as the coordinator, he had like over 600-700 yard seasons, 2 600-yard seasons, 2019 and 2020, which I thought they were really good. So. Mitch says Pickett's arm is nowhere near Herbert's. He's got baby hands and a good noodle arm. No QB is sub 9. Hands have even worked in the NFL. I will hard pass on Kenny. Jalen Harm says, why are QBs not a first round pick for this year? Like, they don't have enough talent. There's just no talent in this draft this year. That's why so many teams are trading for quarterbacks instead of waiting for the draft. That's how bad. If teams aren't even going for all the teams that need quarterbacks have almost acquired quarterbacks. It's kind of scary because this draft, yeah, there's nobody from this draft that everybody isn't keeping their eye on right now. Jade says we need the draft defense first round, all defense. I totally agree with that, 100%. Brett says completely reasonable that the Eagles draft 3 first rounders. Not sure why they're down against this. Well, because they got to pay 3 guys. They're going to pay 3 guys a lot of money. So I don't think they're paying 3 guys. They're not picking 3 guys in the first round. If they can trade back their first round pick and go get a second for this year, that means you can get like 4 starters on this team. If you add another second round pick, you could get some first guy starters, 2 second round picks. You'll be good. Yo, Bryce, what's going on, man? Matt Ruiz says Pickett looks pretty clean, bro. His mobile and has accuracy on short, medium, and deep passes. He could develop into a really nice QB. I love Hurts' pause, but I don't know, man. Pickett's, I don't know. Like I watched his pro day. I liked it. I liked what he gave me. I thought it was good. You know what I mean? I did my due diligence on him, and I never watched him at Pittsburgh, my whole life, but I watched his pro day and his passes look good. I mean, that's really it. His passes look really good in stride with the receiver. I thought he looked pretty good. His deep ball, I think, is going to be the best attribute to Kenny Pickett, and that's just me. DeMarcus says also baby, aka baby hands. Sean says only because Reddick wants to play here. That's going to guarantee him $30 million was the only way to get him. Yeah, I mean that's it. I mean, but I don't think. Look, at the end of the day, Reddick would have got paid a lot more money elsewhere. I mean, that's just me. I think that's would have happened. That probably would have happened. Guarantee it probably would have happened. QJ says, Joey, I like how the moment you ended the stream yesterday, we did something so you know what to do. Wait, what happened? I have no idea. I have no idea what that means. Pascal was a 4th option, T.Y. and Paris option. Well, yeah, because he moved down the depth chart. He definitely moved down the depth chart. He used to be at least a number 3 receiver with the Colts, but he moved way past because of obviously they drafted better players. But after Nick left, too, like he got no playing time, barely. Mont says the Eagles don't have money. They have money. They have a little bit of money, but it's not much. No. Joe Nabi says Pascal is what Rager should have been. Well, Pascal's a little bit of a bigger guy, but Pascal, no. Rager should not be Pascal. Okay, Rager should be a lot better than that. Okay, that's the truth. John, yes, we do. Jason, I'd go either Dean Lloyd, Harris, Jordan Wyatt. The anthropologist says we got Hassan by luck. Who cares? Rather be lucky than good. No, I get it. And we got Hassan Reddick by luck, man. Just imagine if we didn't get Hassan Reddick right now, this free agency. I mean, it's not even a successful free agency. But when I see the Eagles looking at Kenny Pickett and they didn't really sign that. They made one contract move and that was pretty much it. It's scary, bro. It's scary. It is scary. I ain't gonna lie. It's kind of scary of what they're gonna do and what's gonna happen here. So I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just kind of nervous. Okay, Marcel Sarah Carter, I honestly don't think he'll be available at 15 next year is the draft QB. So hopefully just build a defense and give Jalen one chance. That's all I want to do. You know what I mean? That's all I want to do tomorrow. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I didn't want to trade for a veteran quarterback. This whole offseason, what I've been saying, guys, I've been saying keep Jalen Hurts for one more year. Build your roster. You will be happy at the end of the day. You will be happy. You'll be a lot more comfortable with what we're going to have. You know what I mean? So Easy Money says, Joey, please stream tomorrow for Corral's Pro Day. Can't wait, bro. So what time is that Pro Day, bro? Are we going to be able to stream during it or no? Bryce of the Pickett news scares me just a little bit, but Howie Roseman wasn't at the dinner, so it doesn't make me – look, I look at it now. I'm like, yeah, it makes me nervous, but I think it was a due diligence meeting, and I think that's all it was. All right, Chris, you're my favorite YouTuber, bro. Keep up the good work. Let's go Eagles. Brian, I appreciate it, man, very much. Plenty of really good content creators out there that do a really good job. So, Brian, thank you so much, man. Oscar the Grouch says, wait, what happened with Pickett? Nothing. The Eagles had dinner with him last night. No biggie. No biggie at all. No, Brian Johnson, I think, and some of the scouts had dinner. Howie wasn't there, but Julio Jones said, we have Jason. It's been 43 years since this team has drafted a linebacker. And look, If it was me, I'd draft Jordan Davis and I'd draft Nakobe Dean or Devin Lloyd, whichever one. I don't care at this point. I'm not gonna be picky. As long as I get one of those two guys, I'm totally fine with it. Richard Pascal was undrafted, signed by Washington, cut at the end of training camp. Then he was picked up by the Titans and never saw the field there too. Yeah, beginning of his career, didn't look good, but 2019, 2020, he had like over 600-yard seasons, which is good as a number 3 guy. So Brian Bird says, I may catch some flack, but I wouldn't mind bringing Baker Mayfield in. Nah, you're going to catch a lot of flack for that because number 1, like Baker Mayfield is trash. Number 2, he's a crybaby and he's got a lot of emotion. He's another one. He reminds me of Carson Wentz a little bit. With his attitude a little bit, things aren't going his way, but he's like more out there with it. Like he'll tell you straight up what's going on. You know what I mean? That's what I think about. That's what I think about him. Eagles Gang says, okay, so what if we draft Pickett and then Hurts ball out and has a breakout year? Then what? Then that's going to be a big true QB controversy. That's the whole thing. If that happens, then yeah. I mean, do I think Jalen Hurts is going to ball out? I don't know. I hope so, but if he's not making the same repetitive mistakes, then yeah, he might actually have a good season. But we'll see, though. Fred says Seahawks ain't I'm talking in the Q&A, the early pick. They're rebuilding and will go defensive players since the defense is future. I see. I mean, look, I see the Falcons drafting a quarterback. I don't care if they got Marcus Mariota on a 2-year deal. It's not a long-term answer. Panthers are kind of looking at Baker right now. Pickett is Andy Dalton. Oh, God, that is horrible to say. Jay said, we used to be savage defense. I miss Jim Johnson style defense, big and nasty. But, dude, I'm telling you, man, like I miss that pin your ears back and just attack defense. And, I don't mind hybrid defenses at all. I really do like hybrid defenses, 4-3, 3-4 schemes, disguising coverages, moving your linebackers around, being very creative. This is what John Gannon, kind of learned under Mike Zimmer when he was with the Vikings, kind of taking what he had with his defense. But the problem is last year we didn't have the players for that defense. You can't play like a soft zone coverage and have the players that you have on it. Even Howie Roseman said at the end of the year press conference, he said that, yeah, we don't have the linebackers for the right scheme right now. So which shows to tell me that hopefully they go a totally different route in this draft and go linebacker. That's what I'm hoping. Richie says Pickett played in a down AFC conference. He is not Josh Allen. Moved to 2023 better QB prospects. You guys, look, at the end of the day, you guys would know better than I do because I only watched Pickett a couple games and maybe watched him at his pro day, and that was pretty much it. So Pickett, Eagles, Kirk Cousins, best man, Matt Krause, Herbert, Russ, Stafford. And none of these quarterbacks really played good in the Senior Bowl either. I mean, there really wasn't one quarterback that really shined in this. They really didn't. No one really shined at all. You know what I mean? So nothing crazy for me, at least. John Joseph, 79 was the last game this franchise drafted a linebacker. 43 years I was in high school. Dude, that's nuts. Maxwell Elgby says, drinking a whole 2-liter, and I see 2 more in the background. Oh, yeah, no. That's all water. They had soda in them, but it's water. It's not ginger ale. I mean, I'm a big ginger ale fan, but it's all water. King Dress says, why draft Hurts in round 2? Be a backup makes no. Well, that's what they were a QB factory, bro. That's what that pick pissed all of us off. It made no sense. Like you wasted a whole pick where you could have had a starter in there. You could have had a starter and you drafted Jalen Hurts. I mean, it pissed us off. Because here's what I think would happen. They drafted a backup quarterback in the second round to be a backup quarterback. But I think behind the scenes, I don't know if they had an indication that Carson Wentz was leaving. So that's why it kind of confuses me a little bit. So I'm not really sure. But it's unfortunate, bro. It's unfortunate. DJ Mark says Carson was sensitive that we had a backup because a backup won his ring. And yeah, he got sensitive. Apparently there was a rumor that Carson Wentz and Darren Sproles had like an altercation in the locker room. It was like after, Carson Wentz was after he got hurt and he was in the locker room, or like it was probably a game or two after that. And he was talking to some of the injured players that weren't playing and hanging out with them. And, he talked a lot of crap about it, about why it should be him and all this. And Darren Sproles, like, apparently said something to him, and they got into some big altercation And Carson kind of walked away from it. You know what I mean? Like Darren Sproles was probably like, dude, like, be grateful and like shut your mouth. Like we're on a roll right now. You got to support whoever's at the quarterback position or at any position. It's the same thing for everybody. Other players were hurt. Like, Jordan Hicks was hurt. Jason Peters was hurt. Maragos was hurt. All these guys, like, they could have been so selfish and been like, oh, it should be me out there. But, at the end of the day, man, like, they just got to support the team. They want a ring. You know what I mean? Like, who gives a crap? So Carson having that Super Bowl ring, like, and he talks all that smack, he shouldn't even deserve it, to be honest. Yeah, he got us. He paved the way for Nick Foles. Yeah, he definitely did, but I didn't like that attitude. I like his attitude really pissed me off. Just because Carson paved us the way for Nick Foles to win the Super Bowl doesn't mean that I can't not like him for the things that he said or the things that he's done behind the scenes and his attitude leaving Philadelphia. That was 2017, guys. Like it's already 4 or 5 years later. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. I get it though. Yo, Rock, what's going on? Howie's pissing me off. I wouldn't take it too crazy right now. Brian says if they pick it, I'm gonna pick it. You said exactly, Richie. I agree with you. Pickett, he wasn't good until his 5th season. Matt Corral is ready now, though, and will be the next star. Rock says Pickett won't make it to us. Falcons or Panthers will. I mean, it might happen, and I hope they do, bro. I'm gonna be. I look. The more quarterbacks, the more whatever receiver, whoever they want to pick, man. The more guys that are picked in the top 10 is going to be another player that shoots down to us, man. I just can't believe it. I'm going to be happy about it. Trust me. Reed says Jeffy Bones that Lurie needs to put his bid on the Broncos and sell the Eagles. John Jones says Howie needs to hit on this draft because if he doesn't, he's going to hear it from the fan base. Oh, that's true. That's definitely true. Gabe says I think the take a QB will be Bailey or Strong in the 3rd. Brian says 1 defensive end, 2 defensive tackles, 3 DBs, and 4 linebackers. That's a lot, bro. They're not picking 10 guys in this draft. That I can tell you this. They are not picking 10 guys in this draft. I don't think they're picking 10. They might, but I don't think so. Because think about it. They have like multiple 5th round picks. They have like 3 or 4 5th round picks, a couple 6 rounders. Like they're gonna trade some, they're gonna package some of those up to move up in the later rounds. Mingo says I played against Zach in high school. He's legit, bro. People have to give him a chance. Joe 13 said I think we are just using these quarterbacks to add to our trade value. If he can make some team behind us think we want Pickett, we can rob them with a trade back. Yeah, I think that's going to be a thing too. Because there might be a team that wants to move up. And the Eagles can maybe look like they have a lot of interest right now, which they're definitely going to meet with them. But I think what they're trying to do is maybe they're trying to make it look like they're into getting Kenny Pickett or some type of quarterback in this draft. Fred says Pickett back to press. He's looking scrambles. He escapes the pocket. He dodges a Michael Parsons. Oh, my God. He jumps over Vander Esch. He throws a touchdown. Devontae Smith. That'd be great, but we'll see, man. We'll definitely see if that's the case, bro. Let me just put this stream on here quick, real fast. Oh my God, I can't even do this right now. I'm like all over the place. All right, I just want to make sure we're good right now. I think I missed a super chat, I think. Sorry, these super chats don't pop. Actually, I don't know if someone did. I think someone did. No, I don't think so. I thought that's weird. Okay. Oh no, we're good. Okay. I thought someone put something down. Jason, I would love to draft Jordan Davis, Devontae Lloyd, or Nakobe Dean, edge rusher or cornerback. I think look, if you take the quarterback thing out of context right now, I think they can double dip at defensive tackle. I'm not even kidding. I think they could do defensive end, defensive tackle. I think they could do defensive. I think they're going to draft defensive tackle regardless. With Javon Hargrave, that's set to be a free agent. I think he's definitely a re-sign candidate. Fletcher Cox is definitely gone. That's the end for Fletcher Cox, in my opinion, as of right now. So it's bad QB class if none of them are going top 3. Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. It's bad. Brian, I want either Lloyd, Harris, Dean White, Davis, or Dean. Easy Money says you'll see there's talent in Matt Corral tomorrow for Corral Pro Day. Let me know what time that is. Quez, Devontae, and Goddard is good enough. We get better QB play, and you have 3 1,000-yard weapons. Joe Mariucci says, how are we trying to build up Pickett stock when another GM takes him and fuels up another prospect? Pickett is the best a second rounder. I see Pickett's story or as nothing as a nothing burger. Brian says then probably won't draft all 3 first because their rookie contracts all expired same year. That a lot of fork at once. Broderick says defenses win championships and starting about building a defense and see where things go with Hurts. I think that's what they have to do this year. This keep building, build with Jalen Hurts. Let him be your quarterback next year. Just build this roster, man. That's all I want. Build your roster. Get some good contracts in here. Get some guys in here that'll be here for 4 to 5 years. Just get some guys in here that you don't have to worry about for a while. This way, you don't have to. It puts less strain on the cap, and you build your roster and. There's teams that get their QB first, and there's teams that build a roster, then get their QB. So you can build your team however way you want to do it. Brett says that's fair. 3 first is a lot of money. My hope is we build a league next dominant front seven with those 3 first. That's what I'm hoping. But I think with either 2 first and a second round pick, if they are able to trade back one of their first and get another second, potentially you can have 4 starters on the field with 2 seconds, 2 first round picks. That's what I'm hoping that they do at this point. So. Amir says, "Don't think Pickett is an upgrade over Minshew." I mean, I don't know as of right now. Like, yeah, because he's going to be too raw. Like, Pickett's going to be way too raw coming into the NFL. Like Minshew, like I don't know what they're going to do with him because if they draft Pickett, they're not keeping 3 quarterbacks on the roster. So either they're going to get rid of Hurts or they're going to get rid of Minshew. Most likely, I think Minshew may be the odd man out just because there's probably some interest for him. I mean, I don't know. Where he says, if the Eagles are moving on from Hurts, trade a 4th to see what Jordan Love got this year. Roy says, how do you feel about maybe getting Jahan Dotson in the second round? I like him. I like him at receiver from Penn State. I mean, he's good. Vertical threat, a big vertical threat, good hands, smooth route running. I like him. I think there's a lot of receivers going to the second round that I do like. As long as they get Jermaine Johnson. Jermaine Johnson will probably be my most likely target since Ojabo is not around anymore. Trevon Walker had a good combine, but I'm just worried about, he played next to Jordan Davis or Devontae Wyatt, and he only had 6 sacks with that defensive line. And that just makes me nervous on why he didn't produce a lot more with Georgia. So, QJ says, I'm referring to signing, Zach Pascal. Joe Anabi says, Sam Howell's the best QB in the draft. The Eagles can get him in the second round. I'll go nuts. Vester, what's going on? More than 2, bro. Rock says, Fred Krueger, no to Pickett and you too. Jones says, I definitely hope Howie didn't double dip in both second and third round. That would be 6 potential stars. I would be excited for that. The birds should be a lot different and better. QB 2023. I think the roster will look a lot better this year, but I think a QB for 2023 is better than going up and getting one right now. So I think that's definitely the truth. Elliot says I could see a trade for Michael Thomas coming out of nowhere. I don't because if they're not trading for Robert Woods and they didn't want to pay Robert Woods $14 million for the year, they're definitely not paying Michael Thomas. He's $20-something million cap hits the next few seasons. It's not going to happen. He's way too much money. You got to look at the bright side. You got to look at his contract. He's costing like 20, I don't know. It's 20. It's in the low 20s, like 20-something million the next 3 years, 20-something million cap hit towards the cap this year, next year, the year after. Eagles aren't going to take that on. That's the problem. Brian says Rager should be what Jefferson and DK are, but not really because no teams thought Rager was the first besides Eagles. Jay says, you think they're going to trade for J.J. Rager and Dillard this offseason? I don't think they're trading any of those guys. Dillard is probably the most likely guy that can get traded, but I don't think Rager. I think Rager's getting another chance. Even getting Zach Pascal doesn't change anything. It makes our receiver core better. It's not the player that I'm pissed off about. It's because I'm hoping Quez Watkins. I hope they don't take reps away from Quez Watkins. And Rager getting more of a shot this year again. I really hope that's not the case. JJ, I can see him being off the roster this year because now they bring in another receiver, more competition, and JJ is just going to move down the depth chart. So Marislake said Rager ceiling is not over Pascal. Pascal is similar to Debo Samuel. He plays all positions. He can play outside, inside, and outside. So we'll see what happens. Sharon, the crazy kid says, do we still trade for Honey Badger or DK? DK, I'm hoping, it's a long shot, but I'm hoping they at least give it a shot and try to. Maybe Howie Roseman, surprises us with something, right now. Honey Badger, he hasn't made his decision yet where he's going. I heard it's the Colts or I heard it's the Cowboys as of right now. I know he visited Dallas recently. He did visit the Cowboys very recently. So, yo, Joey, what's up, man? Is that rumor about Pickett true? Oh, it's true. 100%. It's 100% true. 1,000,000% true. Jay's absolutely about Jordan Davis, 6'6", 340, ran a 4.78. He had a better 40 time than Nick Boat. I mean, it's crazy. And most wide receivers, he had a better 40 time, which is kind of crazy. Princess Pina says, we were spoiled by the Reed and Peterson Super Bowl era, and players wanted to come here. Until they prove they're winners, this is the new norm. Yeah. Yeah. This is gonna be the new norm. Where that's why receivers probably number one, Howie couldn't afford these, didn't want to pay these receivers in free agency. Number two, half these receivers probably didn't even want to play for Jalen Hurts, and that's probably one of the main reasons too. I don't doubt it. I really don't doubt it. Brian Donahue says maybe it's all smoke and mirrors. We have a lot of room to do good. John Jones says awesome job as always, Joe. Appreciate it, John. Wants I think we should sign Terrell Edmonds. Definitely, yeah, they could. He has really high ceiling. Just needs a little bit of coaching. How he has to end the curse of not drafting a linebacker. Brian says if you look at Baker's stats, better than Hurts. Keo says, dude, if we can just trade a back and get 4 stars this year, then we have 2 first rounds next year. If Hurts doesn't pan out, to get a way better QB than option this year. And if Hurts does good, now we got 2 picks. Yes, at the end of the day, if Hurts does work out, then you have 2 first round picks, which is great. And if you have, if he doesn't work out, then you have the ammo to trade up for a quarterback if that's the case. So Sean says, I think everyone forget we have 3 first round picks, possibly 4 starters via the draft. Yeah, well, possibly 3 starters now because I think you're trading back one of those first round picks. So Shane the Creed Kid says Howie sucks at finding great linebackers that fit our defensive schemes. Jerry W says I can't believe the Eagles fans are still questioning Jalen Hurts. That's just ignorance. Your roster totally sucks, but the man still led you to the playoffs because he's awesome. Number one, okay. Number one. If there wasn't a 7 seed last year, they added a 7 seed last year. Okay, there was no 7 seed wouldn't be in the playoffs. Number 2, we need help from another team to get into the playoffs. Okay, he got better from the early 2021 to late 2021, but I wouldn't put too much stock into the one that got us to the playoffs. We would have had a playoff spot a lot earlier, and if we didn't lose to some really horrible games, we were close to beating, but. Diamondbacks are good news, as I really think Burks falls to us. Dude is a monster on the field. I think the Eagles can go receiver first, second round. Getting Pascal doesn't mean that they're not getting a receiver. I think they will get a receiver first, second round. Could be they could get a playmaker. I don't know what they think about Quez Watkins right now. They could get a playmaker right now and put him opposite side of Devontae Smith. If they want to get Burks, Jameson Williams from Alabama, which I'm a big fan of. Obviously, coming off that injury is kind of scary, but I think he's one of the best receivers in this draft. I love Chris Olave. I love Garrett Wilson. I love all those guys. So, Brian Donnie says, I agree, but Reddick was his pick. Bryce says, Baker personality would never work in Philly. That's what I'm saying. It reminds me of Carson Wentz a little bit too much. What's going on, Ryan? Prepare for Kenny Pickett era. We don't know yet. We don't know if it's going to be true, though. Yo, Ryan Dixon, what's going on, man? Lion says, then Howie gave himself an extension. We're in trouble. Keo says, Joey, did you see over the cap report today saying we have 3rd most cap space in the league at $28 million, enough to sign a big name? Wishful thinking, yeah. I mean, you need $10.5 million just to sign your draft class, your undrafted free agents. But as of right now, they have about $28 million, but I don't know what they're going to do with it. I don't know if it's going to be that much. Shane says Howie sucks at drafting linebackers. He hasn't found out too many linebackers we have fit our scheme. Shock says Pickett has the same hand size as Burrow. Ryan said, I hope Jordan Davis is available by number 16. I get him to learn from Cox and Hargrave and then groom Davis and Milton Williams to be the future tackles. They could do that too. I mean, Javon Hargrave is 29 years old. So, I think he's going to have more production than Fletcher Cox going to his 30s. That's just me. But, or they could just let go of both players and just go fresh with 2 guys, with Milton Williams and and Jordan Davis. I think Jordan Davis is going to learn a lot this year that gets drafted, and obviously he's going to be a monster. I mean, I don't really care about the sack numbers. All I care about is him being disruptive up the middle and just making quarterbacks move outside. You know what I mean? I'm excited about that. Kane said, what are your thoughts on getting a QB in the draft? I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it now. I didn't want to trade for a veteran quarterback. I don't even want to trade for a quarterback now. So Bear said Pickett don't have better stats than Mac Jones. Fred says, easy, I admire your decision on Matt Corral. Kiko says at the combine, the deep ball trip, Pickett showed up by Malik Willis and Carson Strong. Pickett wasn't hitting guys in stride. Will Gon says, if we draft Kenny, other teams would have more of a reason to trade for Hurts. He didn't play bad. The Eagles just want a different style of play at the position. Kenny can get 15 on the ground, too. Antonio says, Willis shined all week. Orlando says, QB factor might show up again. Ryan Diggs says, unless it's Malik Davis who will be going, we need to avoid every QB in this draft. Johan says we should sign Terrell Owens. Mayor Slate says Rager's ceiling is not over Pascal. Pascal is similar to Deebo Samuel. He plays all positions. Raphael Brown says, hey, Joey, what's your opinion drafting Lloyd or Dean in the first and possibly grabbing Ojabo in the second or third? I'm fine with grabbing him. I don't want to grab Ojabo in the first, second round. I want to grab him third, fourth. Getting Lloyd or Dean with the first round pick is totally fine as long as they draft a defensive lineman like D. If they go defensive tackle and linebacker, I'm fine. Defensive end and linebacker, I'm fine. I think they drafted defensive tackle this year, so we'll see. But Garrett Blunt confirmed that did happen. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard it was from him. So Dave said Matt Corral Pro Day Thursday at 12:30. Okay, so we'll actually be able to see what's going on. Sean said Howie needs to get talented because his talent finder has been a bit buggy. He passed on a few talented receivers, so I'm hoping he can find some good talent on both sides. John says any ex-fireman available for all on. Cal Bunny says Sproles probably tuned Carson Wentz up. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, like, that's what happened. Like, I'm telling you, like, Baron Sproles opened his mouth because he heard Carson saying some stupid crap. Armand says, Joe, if Jalen plays really good this year, what do you think his contract would be next year if he gets extended a new contract elsewhere? I don't know what his contract's going to look like, but, I mean, if he plays, like, lights out really, really good this year, they would have to pay him. I don't know what his contract's going to look like. Juan says Devin Lloyd is the next Darius Leonard. He should get him on the fit draft and have a good middle linebacker. Jalen said, Joey, I didn't know if you talked about this, but Kenny Pickett is an Eagles fan. He said in the interview, the video is on Twitter, put Kenny Pickett Eagles and click on the video, the first one that comes out. Yeah, I'll check it out. I didn't know if he was actually an Eagles fan or not. Black Line, what's going on? He says, you'll find any way to discredit Hurts and Sirianni, rookie coach and first-year starter with the top 10 offense. How we need to help to get into the playoffs when we were counted out in the first place. Armande says, Joey, if Jalen plays really good this year, what do you think his contract? Jimmy G would go to the Giants. A lot of teams aren't trading for Jimmy G right now because of his shoulder. He had the shoulder surgery, and apparently he's going to miss some time, I think, this year. So that's what I'm hearing right now. I think that's what I think the Colts almost traded for him before Matt Ryan, but I think they were just not good on his shoulder and where he's going to go. And they want 2 second-round picks for Jimmy G, 2 of them. First it was 1, and now they want 2 second-round picks. But with that shoulder, they might have to lessen their cap, their draft compensation of what they want for him a little bit. Eagles man said at the end of 2022 season, Eagles fans will be saying Howie sucks. He had Kenny Pickett there, and he didn't draft him. Dream Team says, if we can keep Minshew, then keep him. We don't need to trade him. People are so hung up on trading him, and I don't see the point. I think if they keep Gardner Minshew, I'll be happy with it. But if they trade him, like, it better be for a 3rd-round pick or that's it. You know what I mean? I think that's what they have to do. A 3rd-round pick or kind of nothing by that time. So I think that's what they have to do as of right now. Let me see here. Israel says move back 3x will be the ideal. Armani says Joey, if Jalen plays really good. Susan says let's trade for Kayvon Thibodeau. Yeah, I mean that would be, you'd have to move up like top 7 to get him. That's the issue with that. If you want Kayvon, you're gonna have to move up like top 6, top 7 because he'll be gone by that time. Brand new Bear says I know Hurts is tough and all, but it just sucks to see the Eagles trying to replace him like every single day. Yeah, it's but Howie Roseman likes to put up all those smoke screens, bro. That's what happens. Ryan says, Joey, is Jalen plays really good. All right, I'm seeing the same thing. Someone's like posting the same thing every time. Shane says, hey, Joey, what would be the good first position improved upon the draft? Oh, linebacker. I mean, definitely linebacker. Drafting a defensive tackle this year when you got 2 free. I mean, it's definitely going to improve 100%. They say he's a hometown kid. They're just doing his due diligence. You never know his career on Hurts' career will work out. Take Pickett, news, and stride. I think it was just a due diligence. Move. I think that's it. If Howie Roseman was there, and Jeffrey Lurie was there, then it shows that they have more. I mean, it's showing that they have interest, but it's not showing that, they're just kind of want to see his background. And maybe that's the case. I don't know. Julio Jones to Philadelphia. No, I don't see it happening. I don't. He's 32 years old. He got hurt last year. Nothing crazy about him. I noticed that the Eagles need a beater defense. Rocky says, Howie cannot screw this draft up. Dynamite Dave says Jimmy ain't getting traded because he sucks, not his shoulder. Well, yeah, he's not. I don't think he's great either. But I think the shoulder was a big issue for some teams. Kiko said, I think Jalen Hurts can prove everything wrong. Things you can teach and work towards accuracy, decision making, keep deep ball. Can't teach athleticism, but Hurts can't prove this year your short window. And you can't teach accuracy. You just got to be accurate. You can't really teach that either. So, Black Line says, I'm still taking Ojabo if he's still there at 19, especially if we get any combination, Jameson Williams, Devontae Wyatt, Nakobe Dean. No, I mean, I don't think you're taking Ojabo. Like, you're not taking anybody. You're not taking Ojabo in the first round. It's definitely not happening. Like, that's a big risk to take him. You're not taking him that early. It's just not. If he's there in the third, fourth round, I'll take him. But right now, I'm keeping it the way it is. I'm keeping it the way it is right now. That's just the way that's the way it's gonna go. You know what I mean? So I think that's the plan as of right now. John said, Eagles fan or not, Pickett is not the answer in the year's draft. Draft defensive players for the love of God. Yeah, I agree. I think that's the route they have to go to as of right now. Eagles game said, when was the last time the Eagles had the franchise QB that is loyal here and is willing to stay here his whole career? I don't know. That's the problem. Black Line says, I'm still taking Ojabo if he's there at 19. K17 says, yeah, Pickett also said Dominic Nabbs is his favorite QB growing up. Sue said, would you trade Hurts for 2 first-round picks in a heartbeat? If you're getting 2 first-round picks for Jalen Hurts, I don't care who our quarterback is this year. Like, I'd trade 2 first-round picks in a heartbeat. No joke. Orlando 7, I think Hurts will be do okay this year. That's what I'm hoping, bro. That's what I'm hoping. I would love nothing more in the world than for him to be the guy for us. Juan says, Joe, if we can get Jameson Williams, what do you think? Alabama receiver, never fail. I'd do it. He's like my second best receiver in the draft. No joke. Dave K, 293 people like, come on smash like button. I'll help it, brother. Hey, appreciate it, Dave K. Much love, man. AT Live says, give us Hurts for cheap. Rio says, we need cornerbacks, strong safeties. Okay, so do you think we unfortunately draft Pickett? Do you think we take all 3 first and Pickett, DT, and wide receiver? No, I think we're literally trading back our first round pick. I don't know why you guys think we're gonna be picking all 3 guys in the first round. We're not using all 3 picks. It's not gonna happen. They're gonna trade back one of those picks. Definitely gonna trade back one of those picks. Brian said Pascal lost a crucial fumble last year and had 4 drops and little chances. He did, but still held. I think he's still a good player. Like, as a number 3, I mean, he can get 600 to 700 yards this year. I think that's gonna be a good spot for him. Now, when Sirianni left as the offensive coordinator, he lost reps and he dipped in production. So that's definitely the case there with him. Mandel Harvey says, in this market for this cap, Minshew is worth a first. He's a mid-level starter. He's right now second best QB starter in this division. Dak surgery, Jalen Hurts is tops, then Minshew, then Dak. I think he's an above average starter, and if you above average backup, and if you give him more, the more games he plays, the better he does get. You know what I mean? So, we'll see. Ado says maybe trade for Richard. No, that's definitely. I mean, I would rather have Pat Pete. I'd rather have Xavier Rhodes, and I would rather have Steven Nelson resign than have Richard Sherman back. And as injury prone as he is right now in his career, Ron Rivera said, I like Mechie or Pickens in the second day of the draft. I like both of those players. Yes. Brian said somebody told me it was a crucial fumble. We got Raw Rap says everybody who didn't want Jalen Hurts was screaming Minshew, so talking about Kenny Pickett makes no sense. If he's better than Gardner, because if Jalen doesn't play good, then it should be next man up. And that's true. I believe that. Rocky says Hurts needs to work with Jordan Palmer in the offseason. Armel says I'm staying away from another Sidney Jones situation to the draft. Yeah, that's why especially in Achilles, bro. It's not an ACL. If it was an ACL and it happened last year early, I wouldn't care. But no, when it's an Achilles injury, it's far more worse. Matt says Philly voice dropped a mock draft. Pickett, Jordan. Of course they put Pickett in there. Of course they're gonna do that. That's definite. They're gonna put Pickett in the mock draft now a lot now. This row second said a lot of people in the chat are bonkers. Black Line says, but they saying Ojabo's injury is similar to Cam Akers' injury. Akers was back in 6 months. Yeah, but every player is different though, man. Like that's what I'm saying. Everybody's body is different. Your body, everybody's body, like our body, my body, your body. Everybody reacts to injuries differently and how long it's going to take them to come back. It doesn't mean 6 months is 6 months. It could be 6 to 9 months at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It could be like 6 to 9 months. No joke. Choke says, what happened to that one guy the Eagles drafted, Trelon Grimes? He was really good before injury. Yeah, no, he got released and then he didn't come back. So I don't know. I mean, it would be nice if the Eagles could bring him back, maybe give him another shot to compete at wide receiver, anything that will take JJ and Rager, down the depth chart a little bit would be great. Right. So Howie's probably playing the unthinkable right now. Kevin says, if the Browns end up cutting Mayfield, would you be against signing him a cheap 1-year deal, having him compete with Hurts? No. If I want 2 quarterbacks to compete right now in an open competition, it's Jalen Hurts and Gardner Minshew. That's what I would want right now. Dylan R says, do you think Philly messed up not trading Minshew for a second-round pick last year? He helped us make it to the playoffs and maybe helped Jalen Hurts gain some respect since we made playoffs. There was interest from the Panthers last year. A second to third-round pick was offered. But unfortunately, the Eagles didn't pull the trigger, which I'm actually really shocked they didn't pull the trigger on that trade, which I'm kind of surprised, to be honest. Also, the Eagles are pretty much rebuilding. Cox, Graham, Kelsey are old. We have a little cap room, $34 million dead, and no QB. Yeah, I mean, we have $34 million in dead cap right now. 4th most dead cap in the league right now. I mean, I feel bad for the Falcons have like 70-something million in dead cap right now because they just gave away Matt Ryan, received a third-round pick. If you're gonna be charged $40 million in dead cap, just like Fletcher Cox was, they couldn't get any. They want a second-round pick for Fletcher. Nobody would take it because they had to take on $18 million. Whatever team, like Matt Ryan, whatever team he went to, which was the Colts, they got to take over $26 million. But so they're probably going to restructure or do something with his contract. They're not going to do 26 against the cap. It's not happening. Okay. The Falcons are $40 million in dead cap on that trade with Matt Ryan. Okay. They didn't even offer. I mean, they literally took a 3rd-round pick for him. That's ridiculous. That's a steal for the Colts. But they got to pay $26 million. You know what I mean? So obviously, the Colts got to take over some debt, and not debt, but they got to take over a big price that they're probably going to restructure. And then on top of that, the Falcons are taking over $40 million, which is crazy that they have to eat up. I mean, we're not the worst team that has dead cap right now, but it's kind of scary. Dream says James Williams, the best receiver in this draft. Great speed, great size, great catching and catching radius. The dude gets great separation. I'm fully aware of the injury, but this man, the truth. Brian says, not going to lie, but Hurts seemed arrogant or just more glamour than jammer. Mandel says, how would you replace Minshew knowing every team in the division has started its backup for the last 2 seasons? It's going to be hard to replace him. That's why, because you get a legit backup quarterback in the league, a veteran backup quarterback, you're going to be paying a fortune for him. Not a fortune, but you're going to be paying a good penny for a backup to be here. You know what I mean? Like these backup quarterbacks that are good veterans, like they can come into some games, they get paid pretty good money. So you got Gardner Minshew on not a little over $900,000 for this year, a very cheap backup option. So really hard for the Eagles to make that decision, I think. But if they're offered like a 2nd-round pick for him, I'll take it. If they're offered a 3rd-round pick, I'd probably take it, to be honest, because I don't think you're going to get that anywhere else. Chris Scott says, what if Carolina offered a 1st for Hurts right now? I would do it in a heartbeat. I would do it right now. Gary says, what up, Joey? We need to get Devontae Parker and draft one, then go Georgia defense all 3 first. Yeah, Devontae Parker, I don't know what's going on. Is he a free agent or is he just up for trade? Killer says, I hope the trade back better to have a lot of ammo in 2 years rather than overload draft this year. I would rather trade back one of those 1st-round picks to get at least something this year and at least the 1st-round pick for next year. That's what I'm hoping. Brian Adulo says, I love his raw talent. Hope the coaches bring out his best. Cole says, honestly, my dream 1st round would be Jordan Davis, Kyle Hamilton, and one of those, and one of Booth, Stingley, or Sauce. I know linebacker, but I feel we would immediately have a fantastic pass rush, and secondary. Definitely. I don't know if they're going corner in this draft within the first and second rounds, just because they could bring Xavier Rhodes back. They could be Patrick Peterson. They could bring Steven Nelson back that he could re-sign. I think we might not even sign a corner until after the draft, most likely. So that's probably going to be a while from now. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think they bring in an older veteran cornerback at that position. So that's what I think. Dylan Arson, Smith, Watkins, Pascal, Rager better be damn our receiver list. Players got to earn their spot on the team. He's gotten 2 years to prove much. No, dude. I'm telling you right now, like, I think Rager's going to get playing time this year, and it really pisses me off. But if he takes any snaps away from Quez Watkins, I'm going to feel bad for Quez. You have to keep Quez playing. You have to. Got to keep Quez playing. Marcus Pokes, I think Pascal will work for Hurts because Hurts likes throwing to big receivers like Goddard too. Yeah, no, that's definitely going to work. And plus, he can play inside and outside. They can move him all over the place, which is great. DK says, Joey, for position need, do you have the best 3 or 5 best players for each of those positions? You're talking like the whole entire draft. Like, I don't know every position between the top 5 for like running backs or like, maybe the safety position, maybe a receiver. Like there's a lot of good depth at there's good depth at defensive end. There's good depth at defensive tackle. Even when you look at wide receiver, they go well into the second round. So Brian said, pulling for Hurts, is this his last chance? I think it is. I think it definitely is. Isn't Sermon on probable how he's allowed to play? And then not really. I don't know. Ridley being suspended for a whole year is total BS for me. So I wonder why we didn't go after Byron. Pringles is so cheap. Feel like we could have used someone to stretch the field. He could have cost the same. I don't know. Like, I don't know what some of these receivers are going to cost. Like, Howie didn't pull the trigger on nobody. All this interest we had in all these receivers, and Howie put in one bid for Christian Kirk, which obviously that wasn't going to work out, which, it's just like, okay, well, they're not going after Christian Kirk. So what are they doing? You know what I mean? So it just made no sense to me. They really passed on everybody. I mean, they passed on everybody. So it's insane. It's absolutely insane. So Armel says, we're only organizations that don't faith in QB and always start a QB controversy. Yeah, I'm tired of this. Like, I really want us to get our QB or I don't know, or make sure we have our QB by next year, because it's just getting frustrating with what's going on right now. Like, I'm tired of this. Like, I want to, with this roster, I want to increase production in this roster. I want to add more good players. I want to at least be set at this quarterback position. It's really frustrating. It's really frustrating. Rocky says, have you checked out Mel Kiper's new mock draft? I have not. I'm a cool. Tone says, I like Malik Willis. No, Malik Willis is good. Like, I think he's got a fantastic arm. He's got really good athleticism. It's just consistent throwing. That's really it with him. I mean, I think he's more of a, maybe a 2-year project. Maybe after a year, he can, I think he needs good coaching. He needs to go to a team that's going to coach him the right way. I think that's where he's going to strive. I'm also the whole cat factory nonsense it's dumb. It is, because if you're going to get somebody in the second round like Jalen Hurts, then you kind of messed up on. I mean, at the end of the day, like, everything happened the way it happened. You know what I mean? So, kind of crazy. But we have 58 minutes already in this chat already. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. 269 in the chat. Much love to everybody that's in here. If you haven't liked the stream, please like the stream. It does help out the channel out a lot. We're on day 9 reaction to free agency. There's probably nothing going to go on today. I don't know what they're doing, but obviously the Eagles visiting Kenny Pickett, taking him out to dinner yesterday. And then on top of everything else, you have Zach Pascal is one of your wide receivers. We got a receiver yesterday. I thought we were looking at Jarvis Landry, and all of a sudden, Pascal was signed to a 1-year deal. Very cheap, very affordable, low bracket move, but very productive, at the end of the day. So much love to everybody that's in here today on day 9. This is the 9th day we're streaming so far, and I had fun the past week and a half doing these streams, and I'm hoping you guys are having a good time too. I know it's been kind of rough with this draft. What we're going to be doing in this draft, and obviously some of the news has come out. So Juan says, hey, after this year, we will have 34 million in dead cap. I mean, I think we have 34 million dead cap right now. Ramal says, Joey, what's up, man? That rumor about Pickett true? It's true. Did I already look at that? I think I did. Conrad Truly says we are not going to sign Matthew. Expect Rodney to come back, and if we make another signing, it will probably be a cheap cornerback deal. It will be. Jabril Peppers, I don't know. I mean, he's coming off of an injury last year, and I don't think they have any interest. I think Marcus Williams was like the guy they were really going to pay some money towards, and they lost that too. So it's really tough. It's really tough. Morbid Barry says they get Howie out of here. Brian says linebacker Lloyd, Dean, or Muma. Amir Kennedy says I really don't under us not getting DJ Chark. Yeah, I don't. I mean, he signed with the Lions for a 1 year, $10 million deal, which made no sense to me. I don't know. I don't know what happened with that. Like DJ Chark was like one of my top guys. I don't even care if he had the foot injury last year because I know he'll be potentially he could be a 1,000-yard receiver. In my opinion, when he's with a good, with a really good, he got 1,000 yards with the Jaguars a couple years ago. But I mean, it was a couple years ago because obviously he was hurt. But Derek said, "What are we doing about the safety position?" I don't know what they're doing. I'm actually surprised they brought Anthony Harris back. You know what I mean? I hope we get Honey Badger, but if not that, then are they drafting a guy? Are they, I think they might actually bring Rodney McLeod back. It makes sense, guys, why they go look at Kenny Pickett and then they're not signing a lot of guys. They're signing some of their own back, which means that they're not trying to build the team around Hurts right now, or they're not ready to make that jump to spend a lot of money or try to create more money to spend more money. I don't know what they're doing. It's kind of it's a little unpredictable. Bringing his thoughts on Pascal. He seems like a great depth. Honestly, needs hands that can catch. I think he'll be fine, dude. With Nick, he's gonna play really well. He's gonna start 100%. Gonna start. He can play inside, outside, like everyone said. He's a Deebo Samuel type receiver that can play multiple positions, and I think he'll be fine, man. He's a big body. You know what I mean? Under Nick, he plays really well. He did play really well. He had over 600-yard seasons as a number 3 receiver. So he's not bad at all. I like the signing a lot. It's just how they're going about these signings and what they're doing and how they're going to work everything out. Because Rager is going to get more playing time. Might get playing time this year. So it's kind of frustrating. Will says, worst case scenario, we're the best team in the league with no QB. We have power to do what we want. Eagles get what they want. We just need it to be the right move. True that. Taylor Henry said, if we somehow get Kyle Hamilton, I might miss the next couple picks because of too much excitement. Dude is going to be multiple-time All-Pro. Either R says, hey, so I've been out of the top loop who we have acquired now. I swear I'm seeing every other team get what we wanted. Yeah, I know. That's a big problem right now. Like, every other team is – like, I don't know how these teams – like, this team's going after this person, paying him a lot of money. Then they go after another guy, then another guy, then another guy. And I'm just like, Jesus, like, how are these teams just, how are these teams getting all these players? And I think, it's part of like, they don't have dead cap. They're not going to be eating a lot of money. And, they're being very careful with these contracts. And, I think that's a big step of it. Pale Bird says, it's so unattractive for players that Eagles are always flip-flopping from players, especially QB, to stop sooner or later. I don't think this makes Howie Roseman look good. Like flip-flopping on quarterbacks this fast and like going at, it doesn't make him look good. It doesn't. From when Howie says Jalen Hurts is our starting quarterback, but they put in a bid for Russell Wilson, try to put in a bid for Deshaun Watson, and now they have dinner with Kenny Pickett. It just doesn't make them look good, man. It makes them look like they have there's no loyalty in this league, and that's just the way it is. There's none. It's all business at the end of the day. But it's just telling me right now that they have no faith in Jalen Hurts. They're not looking at Kenny Pickett right now because they just want to look at him and just want to see what he's like. They're interested in him, and they want to see if he's going to be the next guy to be the next quarterback in Philadelphia because they don't have any trust in Jalen Hurts. I think that's just the major truth to it all. Jose Valdez said, I want another receiver in the draft as our number 2. I think we'll get another guy. I think we will. And you know what? Maybe the Eagles don't think highly of Quez Watkins either. Maybe they think they need an upgrade. They could get a guy in the first round to the second round. There's no doubt about it. I still think they could draft a receiver. Getting Zach Pascal doesn't mean anything. It doesn't. It's a cheap deal. It's a 1 year deal, and that's it. That's all it is. Dexter says, would you trade for Kyle, the safety? I forgot. Kyle Hamilton? Yeah, if he's there between 7 and 10, where I think he'll be, yeah, he'll be there. Blackline said, we're building through the draft. Why overpay all these receivers where we could build? Like, all I'm saying is this, like, You want to get like a proven receiver. Is there going to be a receiver in this draft where he's going to take over this team? And and I say not Devontae Smith is going to be. I think something's going to boil over with Devontae Smith this year, because I think if there's not, I think Devontae is going to start to, he got a little aggravated with Hurts last year. I think he might get aggravated this year if he's not getting enough. If they're not throwing his way, they throw to Rager more than him. It's going to piss him off. You know what I mean? I think it's going to. They need to get that all about me receiver. they really need that guy in here. I understand like people don't like guys like that, but they need like a guy that's going to, they need another guy that's going to make plays. Devontae Smith is the number one receiver here, but they need another big playmaker. And I think they'll get that in this draft. And they'll have the pick of the litter at 15 and going forward, in that draft. Roy says, Eagles or not, do you think OBJ will get another huge contract? I'm looking to see he's going to be re-signing with the Rams. I don't think he would come back I don't think he's coming back to the East. He wouldn't play for the Eagles. I mean, I highly doubt it. Cabo says, Joey, did you see what B. Dawkins said about Jalen Hurts? Yeah, I mean, everyone, Brian Dawkins says to give him more time. You know what I mean? So, everyone has their own opinion. It doesn't mean they're right, but, everyone has their own opinion about it. You know what I mean? Cody says, I wouldn't mind signing Joe Schobert at linebacker, former Pro Bowler, and still young at 28. Roy says, Eagles or not, do you think OBJ will get another huge contract? I think he's going back to the Rams. Is it going to be a big contract? I don't know, but we'll see. OJ says, I would love Drake London and a DL on the linebacker. That would give us A+ draft. I don't think Drake London gives us an A+ draft. I think there's a lot better receivers than Drake London. That's just me. I know he's a big receiver, and I understand that, but I think there's a lot better prospects out there, wide receiver-wise, in the first round that you could get than Drake London. I think that's the truth. Kendall says, fans don't want to care about D-Dog. Has to say about Jalen Hurts. They have their own opinion on him. It's clear they want Jalen gone. Keith says, what are your thoughts on Landry? I mean, he's going to, I don't know how much money he's going to. I mean, apparently maybe they thought of how much he was going to get, and they turned to getting Zach Pascal. And I think Zach likes working with Nick Sirianni. So Pale Bird says, in a run heavy scheme. I honestly don't see the point of keeping drafting a receiver in the first. Devon Smith was already frustrated. He could have been 1,200-yard receiver at any other team, but it doesn't stop them from adding another weapon for Jalen Hurts. Look, the more weapons you give Jalen Hurts, the less of an excuse to fans and the less of an excuse the Eagles are going to have to get rid of him. Because if they add another weapon, they already added a weapon now. They add another weapon in this draft, whether it's the first, second round at receiver. There's really no, depending how the play calling goes, there's really no excuse for Jalen Hurts to kind of get this right. King says, I want no part of me, Marcia. I hope you don't think Smith was upset at Hurts because he was targeted enough. Definitely not. I mean, Smith got upset a little bit a few times. There was one game where Smith went up to him at the sideline, was like, oh, not the Tampa Bay game. He just wanted the ball because they gave it the ball. He had 60 yards in 1:15 that left in that game. I mean, he already had 60 yards. Just from giving him the ball. It's just ridiculous. There was actually one other time. There was one other time where Hurts asked Smith, were you open? And then Devontae Smith was like, I was open, and he waved his hands, and then Hurts just like kind of looked away and kept walking. You know what I mean? I think things are going to start to boil over. If Smith, because number one, it's affecting Smith's money after this rookie contract. His money's getting affected by bad QB play. That's just the way it is. If the QB's doesn't make the wide receiver look good, the receiver doesn't get paid a lot of money, and that's just the truth to it all. You know what I mean? That's just the truth. So we got a super sticker from Keith Moody in the super chat. Appreciate it very much, Keith. Love the super sticker, by the way. I like when people put out the super stickers. Those are awesome. Gotta get your coffee ready, bro. Gotta get the coffee ready, man. Appreciate it very much. Says Rocky, I wish Howie would let the fans help him draft. He makes it too complicated. Jay says Smith should be upset if he will never be a cancer. Though he's not that type, but it's okay. We want a bail when the team isn't doing anything. Cass Philly says Drake London is a tight end. He should switch positions. Marco Polo says, if we're going to draft a wide receiver, who would you rather have, Wilson, Olave, or Burks? I would rather have Burks. I mean, I would rather have Burks right now. You mean Jameson Williams, not Wilson? You mean Garrett Wilson? You mean Garrett Wilson? I'd rather have Burks. I have Burks. Wilson then Olave. I mean, I like Wilson and Olave a lot. I mean, Olave should have been Olave should have been what Jalen Hurts with Jalen Reagor should have been. Olave is one of those, all speed and good route. I think he has legit route running, really good. Painful Birds. I was in the Tampa Bay game, Joey. Paid big money for close seats, and it was painful to watch how many times Devonta Smith was open. And I fully support Hurts, as you see in my picture. Yeah, and that's fine, dude. Like, I don't care if people, fully support Jalen Hurts. Like, everyone has their own opinion about it, man. But it was just that game was over in 10 minutes. I feel bad you spent that much money going to that game. I probably wouldn't even if that game was in Philly. I won't lie. I probably would have been there. But keep Moody. Appreciate it, man, very much. Will Gon says dream picks round 1 through 4. As of right now, like I would go Davis, Dean, and go into the second round. I'd probably get. Oh man, I mean the pick of the litter right now. Oh man, I would go Davis, Dean. Second round, I would go. Oh man, dude, I don't know. There's so many. There's the second round. There could be anybody. Look, you know what? Actually, I'll go first round and go. I'll go Devontae Wyatt and Jordan Davis. I'll go Jermaine Johnson and Jordan Davis. Then I'll go Christian Harris of the second round. Third round, I don't know. Third round, I don't know if Brisker's going to be available at safety by that time. You might be a late second round pick. If Brisker's available, I would go get him. Fourth round, I have no idea. Fourth round is really a free-for-all for them, whatever they want to do. They can get offensive line. They can get Ojabo if he's available. They can do whatever they want. You know what I mean? Jay Koch says, get them likes and subscribes. Like up Joey, grinding hard with this content, guys. I appreciate it, Jay. We're working hard this week. We're working very hard this week. Much love to everybody that joined the stream today, man. It's been a lot of fun. Keo says, let it sink in. Drake London just as fast as Jordan Davis. That's that's crazy, man. It's crazy. Jason says, I think Williams is the best receiver in this draft. Williams is going to be good, man. If he comes off this injury, like nothing even affected him, Jameson Williams is going to be a beast. I think I have him as like my second best receiver in this draft. Like, I've been a big Burks fan from Arkansas, but we'll see. Schemes, I don't know, Joey. You're like a Jalen Hurts hater. I guess that's what people think. But you're here though to watch me talk about it, so it is what it is. Zach Pascal will develop into a wide receiver to learn and improve the pockets, route running, and game. Our Gravy says, I wonder what Hurts thinks of Howie going after Wilson, Watson, and taking Pickett on it. Yeah, dude, I don't really think it affects him as much as everyone thinks it's going to. I think it's just going to make Hurts work a lot harder, because that's just his attitude, James Williams, I think they'll trade 15 or 16 to the Packers and get their 2 first-rounders. That would be amazing, but I doubt it. Payne Bird says, draft has a depth at wide receiver. I'm drafting defense all first and getting a receiver in the second, third. Hendrick says, I believe Quez is a good number 2. He was open so many times. He could have easily got the yards what Smith had, but I still think he should have picked Pickens day 2. And they could. Like I said, they could add another receiver, and I'm totally fine with adding another receiver. I'm totally fine with that. At the end of the day, okay, I don't know what the Eagles think about Quez Watkins. Is he a good number 2 guy? I don't know. I think he is. I think they could add more to it. I would grab another receiver that could play inside and outside from this draft and literally be able to get a guy like this. You have a lot of versatility. You know what I mean? So I'm totally fine with that. They get that guy from North Dakota State in the second round. I'm totally fine with that. It's a lot of exciting prospects in here, man. A lot of exciting prospects. Yeah, man. Jay, appreciate the super chat, man. Very much. He says Jalen to Houston for a first or second. Howie will draft QB Kenny Minshew starts 2022. QB Kenny starts 2023. This draft could end up with 4 first, second round picks this draft. I want Jalen to stay, but I don't trust Howie. I understand. I mean, I understand 100%. So what the case is right now is I don't know. They couldn't, and I think when you saw Jalen Hurts and like the news come out that Deshaun Watson's good friends with Jalen Hurts, but didn't want to hurt him in some way of him going to the Eagles, which I don't know how true that is because I think with the Philadelphia Eagles they really didn't. I think they monitored a lot of that situation, but I don't think they even put a bid down. I think for Russell Wilson they did put a bid down for that. You know what I mean? I think a bid that was put down for it, but. I'm not sure at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So I'm not really sure what they took out of it. So I understand. I get more picks. I'd get more picks instantly. I would do it. You know what I mean? If you can't get a QB this year, if they get Kenny Pickett this year and he doesn't work out, I don't know. They have to be set in stone at a quarterback. I don't think I would just keep Jalen Hurts as your starter this year. Trade back one of your first round picks, get more draft compensation for this year and next year. And if Jalen Hurts doesn't work out this year in 2022, you get your quarterback in 2023, and that's pretty much how it should go. So I get it, man. Appreciate the super chat very much, MJ. Appreciate it very much. Limit says we need Davis, Lloyd, and Burks. That's the Apple's draft. No, we definitely. I think we need all three of them. I do. I would. Davis, Lloyd, and Burks are perfect. Dean, and Burks is perfect too. I'll be talking with that too. I didn't even know the Eagles got Zach Pascal. Yeah, they got him yesterday. Yeah, they did. We had the Philly Shakedown on Philly 500 channel last night. We had a really good talk. It was very funny, but it was, like we were like freaking out. And I don't think Philly 500 even heard the news about them going out to dinner. So that was even worse last night. Look at Drake's tape. Dude gets zero separation, all catches contested. Paymo Bird says, I'm seeing a lot of Jalen Hurts back to in Houston talks. What compensation will we need? Jalen Hurts back to Houston? Why? No. Well, like just a regular trade? What? We're trading him to be what? He's going to be a backup quarterback in Houston, or what? Is he going to be a starting quarterback? I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I mean, the Eagles aren't going to give Jalen Hurts away for nothing. I mean, that's definite. That's definitely not going to happen. President Cass said they should get a big dude at receiver. I would love it. DK Metcalf. You trade for DK Metcalf. You give away a first and a fourth round pick. Boom. I'm good. I'm done. I feel better. I feel good about it. We got Cordell22 with the super chat. Appreciate it very much, man. It says, should we pick Linderbaum if he drops in the second? They could. I mean, if they want an offensive lineman, because look, Jason Kelsey's going to be is probably going to retire after this year. Okay, going to retire. You have no center. Are they going to spend money in free agency for a center or trade for one next year? I have no idea. Are there a lot of good centers coming out in the draft next year? Have no idea. But I'm telling you right now, like, Linderbaum would definitely be somebody that I could see the Eagles drafting, maybe competing at right guard, for this year or something. You have Isaac Samalo coming back. You have Landon Dickerson at left guard right now. I'm not moving Landon Dickerson to center. I'm keeping him at left guard right now. So I don't know if it's going to make sense for them to draft him. Like it wouldn't surprise me, but at the same time, like, got to be realistic and say, maybe they don't go in that direction. I don't think they go in that direction this year, which it's going to be a hole next year. We got to think about it. Samal could probably learn center next year, maybe. So maybe they kind of groove him into center a little bit this year, maybe learn from Jason Kelsey. I don't know if I think he has played center before. Brock says, hey, Joey, how many Eagles games have you been to in my life? Man, probably like maybe 12 games, maybe 12 to 15 games, something like that. Darius says, Cardo, he won't. Riff Raff says, I said Higgins will be the steal of the 2020 draft. I'm telling you, Jameson Williams this year's steal. I'm hoping so, bro. We'll go. So Eagles tried trading for Calvin. Is that trust in Hurts or trying to secure the bag? Eagles tried trading for Calvin. Is that trust in Hurts? I don't know if it counts as trust in Hurts, but that was going to be a steal. That was going to be a steal trade. Apparently, the rumor of that trade was supposed to be a third-round pick. The Eagles gave up a third-round pick for Calvin Ridley. That was it. That was a steal trade. And, I'm so pissed at that because obviously Calvin Ridley is better than Zach Pascal. I mean, let's get that straight, okay? Much better than Zach Pascal right now. So, it fortunately didn't happen. So, it sucks. Fresh Cast says Linderbaum is a no-brainer if he drops. If he drops, yeah, definitely. If that's the guy they want to get, if he drops to the third round, I'm fine with it. Keo said, best thing about Jalen Hurts is his mentality and work ethic. Wouldn't bank on the outside noise affecting him so much like it was with Baker. No problem, Cardo. No problem. Johnny says, I've been to 21 Eagles games. Awesome, bro. Karen says, how do you feel about George Pickens? He was a top receiver before he got injured. I think he'll be this year's steal along with Williams. I think he's a very good receiver. His catching is very smooth, good route running. His start and stop speed is great. I think it's going to be I'm telling you, receivers going to be good going into the second round. Eagles have a choice of a lot of guys. Visit says, new cover mock, Drake London going forward to Jets. Jermaine, Jameson Williams would be a mock there if he didn't get hurt. Yeah, that's unfortunate, bro. That sucks with guys getting injuries like that. It sucks. So, um, Drake London. When is Drake London going to be testing? Is he going to be doing his own pro day soon? I mean, I would think so very soon. I would like to see what he could do. So, I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see. How about the Sixers yesterday? Sixers yesterday, man. Good for them. Good for them. I try to cover or watch as much as possible. James, if people don't understand this Jalen first year actually starting and did well, what else could have done? Well, no, like that's how I think about it. Like he's only played a year and a half, guys. I mean, that's it. He played a few games in 2020. He played a whole season in 2021. So really, it's like a year. I mean, he played pretty much a year and a half of football. And realistically, fundamental terms, he's played a year and a half of football, and that's just the truth to it. Alex Hayden says, if Jalen can take the competition and not fall apart like Wentz, drafting Pickett or Willis would give us some great trading ammo if we stick with Jalen after a couple of years. Yeah, probably. I mean, look, you get another quarterback, he works out better than Hurts, and Hurts has a lot of value, which he will have. I think you can get some good compensation for him. I wouldn't give him away for nothing. I think he's got some value for any football team, but it depends on what team wants to take that over and, see if they can make him a better quarterback, if that's the case. You know what I mean? Do you think the Ridley trade is going to possibly, if the suspension gets reduced? I don't know, dude. Like if Ridley looks like he is going to appeal it, so if he gets suspended like 5 games, which I don't think he should be suspended for the whole year. I mean, he's a knucklehead anyway for how he did it. Vegas pretty much ratted him out. I don't know why he didn't use someone to put his name on a piece of paper betting against his own team. So that I don't get why he didn't do that. But if it's reduced, I wouldn't mind doing it, to be honest. I wouldn't mind it. If he's suspended for a few games, I would say 4 to 5 games. If not that, then less than that. Like, if he's suspended for, like, a whole year, like, oh, we're going to suspend him for 10 instead of – I mean, that's just ridiculous. I think that's totally ridiculous. That's just me, though. Simon says, there's a lot going to be better quarterback next year. Why can't we just focus on the defense next year, focus on the office? Alex says, who is the most talented Eagles player? Kelsey Mulata Smith? Most talented? Oh, man, Kelsey. I mean, Kelsey's got a hard job. Kelsey's the quarterback of the offensive line. He's got to make all the calls. He's got a nose tackle on him. He's like first line of defense, and he's in charge of what blocks they're making. And, he's you don't have a war veteran center like Kelsey. I mean, telling you, he makes our run game better. His pulls, him pulling out, and him, his blocking is just fantastic. I mean, I thought in that Tampa game he struggled too. That Tampa Bay that playoff, everybody struggled. It was a disaster. Like Vita Vea was killing him. Vita Vea just overtakes him with size. So P-Bar says, do you take Jordan Davis if he drops to 15? Oh, 100%. If Jordan Davis is available, I'll take him regardless. Like, if he drops, I think he will drop out of the top 10. I don't think he's getting picked in the top 10. Here says, fuck the Miami Heat up without Jordan. Joel R. Hard. Maxey is the future, bro. He looks so good, man. He looks so good. I love the reaction to, like, Joel Embiid on the sideline. So it was so much fun. Roger Cobb says, you Sixers fans, now, Joey, thought you rocked with the the New York Knicks? Oh, hell no, bro. Like, I'm a Sixer fan 100%. Phillies, I'm not really a baseball fan anymore like I used to be. My father used to take me to Yankee games a long time ago because I am from New York. I went to probably one Mets game, a few Yankee games, a few opening days when I was younger with my father. So I'm not necessarily a baseball fan anymore. I think baseball is boring. That's just me. I just don't have patience for it anymore. Basketball, I actually started loving a lot, probably 4 years ago, because I really didn't want. Because I was probably like middle school. I was a big Laker fan, obviously with Kobe and Shaq. I was like, me and a couple of my best friends used to be big Laker fans back in the day. We used to wear their jerseys every day in school, and we were big Laker fans back in the day. So trying to be good said we should trade Howie. Sean says, what's up, Shakes? I still think Eagles are going to trade for a wide receiver in the draft. I am thinking Adam Thielen. That's going to be an interesting one. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much money's left on his contract as of right now and how much you're going to have to give up. So I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what it's going to take. You know what I mean? I don't know what it's going to take. Jesus says, I don't think Eagles will go after Pickett. They might not. It could be just a regular, just seeing how he is, and that's it. Juan says, hey Joey, bro, should we draft James Cook in the second? He's a cold running back. I wouldn't draft a running back in the second round. I wouldn't, because the Eagles are good at running back right now. If they want to draft him like fourth, fifth rounds, mid-round pick for running backs, which I think they did. I think Kenneth Gainwell was a total steal in the fifth round last year. So I like Kenneth Gainwell had 5 touchdowns this year. Kenny Gainwell had a good year. I thought Kenny had a good year with some games he didn't have any, a lot of touches. Let me check Kenneth Gainwell. He played really good last year. I really enjoyed watching him play. He's costing the Eagles what? 251, 908,000. Then he's going to cost them $1 million the next 2 seasons. So he's here for another 3 years. This year and 2 more years left. So Gainwell, I think he had like 5 touchdowns this year. I forgot. Painful Bird says, if Malik Willis falls at 15, you take him, ceiling too high and arm too good. I think they have a lot of interest in Malik Willis. I think they have a lot of interest in him. I mean, Howie Roseman was following him all over that field during the Senior Bowl practice that week. So it could happen. Christian Brown said, I think we are just honest with ourselves. It's just easy to see that Jalen is not the guy both Pickett and Willis are. It just depends. I don't know. I mean, I think it's obvious. I think right now it's actually obvious that they're not interested in. I think they don't think that Jalen Hurts is the future. I think they made that one obvious and clear. I think they made that clear. John B. Good said the Eagles should trade Howie. That would be a good trade. Now, how much value does he have? That's another question. I don't know. Philly M says, I already told you this, Philly 500, the same thing. Howie will probably going to do something stupid and take a quarterback in the top 19. Well, I would give it time. I don't think it's 100% true yet. She says, you honestly think Howie's drafting Kenny Pickett? He could, but I think, if Howie and Jeffrey Lurie met up with him personally, I think it would be worse. Then it'd probably be more likely, yeah. But I think it was a due diligence meeting. I think that's all it was. Philly's typo going to make Howie a stupid move. T-Hop says, remember how brilliant the Eagles were with Kevin Cobb? Better build around Hurts. Yeah, I get what you're saying, bro. Professor Chaos says, man, I mean, it's really about the integrity of the game. Tom Brady only got suspended for 4 games with the Deflategate. Bill got 0 punishment. I can think of the Spygate. Did they lose draft picks because of that? I thought they did. Well, didn't they get caught cheating a couple years ago or something like that? Didn't they get caught like a few years back as well with like watching, like they had somebody on their sideline or something, or they were giving messages to the other team or something like that? Pamela Bird said, I thought you were a Knicks fan too because you're from New York and that hat looks... Dude, why does everyone think this is a Knicks hat? It's not a Knicks hat. It's not orange and blue. It's red. It's not orange. Does it look orange? Does this part look orange? I don't know. Like people are saying... People were saying it looked like a Knicks hat. I don't know why people said that. I was kind of like, dude, like, really? Kikoy says, young stars in Philly give me hope. Devontae with the Eagles and Maxey with the Sixers, dude. 100%, man. Michael says, I highly doubt QB will drop to 9. Good. I really hope. Whoever drafts him in the top 10 drafts him in the top 10. That dude said, Adam Thielen is washed. Kikoy says, and if Calvin really can appeal, I think it's a must trade. I think they should get it done. I would get it done. I don't care if it's for a few games. If it's for 5 games, get it done. I'm fine with it. Jason, when Hurts and Watson has the same QB trainer, Hurts definitely will be better. Sean says it would be 3 years for $60 million a year. That isn't bad, especially with our cat. Ryan said, if you trade for any wide receiver in this draft, you trade for DK. That's what I'm thinking. DK would fit any offense in the NFL. Doesn't matter what it is. But do the Seahawks want to get rid of him? Even Tyler Lockett is still available via trade as well. Tyler Lockett's still available too. So that's another guy you can, look at as well. You know what I mean? Simon says, sorry, I hate typos. But I was saying that let's focus on our defense. Then next year we could truly focus on our O-line and everything else. I agree. First guy, Willis might be worth it. That's what everyone's saying, man. He's got a good arm. Chief said Pickett reminds me of Jimmy G. Michael says, you really think he'll drop? Riffraff says, hey, Joey, are you still in New York? We should plan a draft party. Dude, that would be awesome. That'd be great. I would love that. Aaron said, wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. Time for pancakes. Good morning, Joey Shakes, and everyone watching around the world. Hope you are safe and well. What's new, fam? Nothing much, man. Just another day in free agency, another day in the Eagles not doing anything. Well, not doing anything, but seeing what the next move of Howard Roseman is. Samuel Carrera says, did Tickets order a lobster or cheese? Did Pickett order a lobster or cheesesteak? I don't know. I think if it was a lobster, it would have been a lot worse. Kyle said, good afternoon, Joey. Been praying all night that Pascal is coming in as a number 3 and doesn't take snaps away from Quez. That would be smart by Nick. I hope not. I hope Rager doesn't take snaps from Quez. That's what I hope. P. Bar said, I'm okay with the QB at 19. After all, Hurts was supposed to be a backup for Wentz, which was true. Which is true. That is the truth. Johnny B. Good says the Rams Patriots cheated. Yeah, I think I saw that. Seahawks got caught stealing Broncos signals at the Super Bowl. Then Booty blasted them. Johnny says Spygate against Eagles in 2004. It looks orange in the light. What? What are you talking about? It looks orange in the light. Oh, well, my hat. Yeah, I guess it does. Will Gon said the Eagles trade Minshew. Do they draft a backer earlier or later rounds? Later rounds, 100%. They're not drafting that early. Yo, George Burwell, what's going on, man? What's going on, bro? How you doing, man? Oh, says anyone in upstate New York want to do a draft party, food, snacks, smoking, etc.? Eugene said if the Rams can start 3 number 1 wide receivers, why can't we? That's what I'm saying. Like, if they could do it, why can't we do it? Well, Seahawks, Panthers, Falcons, allow us to introduce ourselves. John Jones says, Joey, we need a draft defense period. Howie knows it. Oh, he does. I think he's already with Devontae Wyatt on a pre-draft visit, Jordan Davis on a pre-draft visit. Actually, the pre-draft visit for Jordan Davis, I think the news wasn't supposed to come out. I think it got leaked. I don't think that was even supposed to come out. Zub 2 down says, build the defense up. All 3 picks. Keep Jalen Hurts. He doesn't have to win the game for us. Just don't lose it. Thank you. John says, where is Pickett from originally? Well, originally, I know he plays from Pittsburgh, but I don't know where he's from. E.T. Haskins and Jamarcus Russell had some good arms, too. How'd that work out? Yeah. Joey, I don't have no more words. If Howie gets Pickett, I'll be pissed. I'll be pretty pissed off if they waste one of their picks on him. I swear. James Williams says, I love Dillard, Rager, and Sanders plus a first to get DK. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Sanders is I think is going to be here. Like Dillard and Rager, I'm totally fine with trading. Sanders it's going to be tough. Autocast, I'm thinking wide receiver, LB safety, cornerback for the first round. That's what I would want to come from this. Julio Jones to the Colts. Is that happening? Is that happening right now? Man, Matt Ryan looks so weird holding that Colts jersey up. Good for him, man. I'm happy for Matt Ryan. I was happy for Phillip Rivers going to the Colts. I'm happy for Matt Ryan going to the Colts. You know what I mean? I'm happy for him. Because I think, you know what, he's working with a really good roster right now. He's got everything built. He's got receivers. He's got an offensive line. He's got a really good running back in Jonathan Taylor. So I think Ryan is it's only going to go up from here with him. I don't think there's the AFC is so competitive right now. So I'm not saying that it's going to be successful, but interesting though. It's going to be interesting though. We'll see. Yeah, Matt Ryan. So the Falcons put up a tweet saying goodbye to Matt Ryan, like a big video thing on him. I mean, Matt Ryan in his prime was really good, man. Matt Ryan was very dangerous in his prime. Sean says maybe Pascal can get through Rager. Michael says no Julio Jones to the Eagles. Yeah, doubt that. Colby says Pickett couldn't grip a Nerf ball. So I think they asked Kenny Pickett to actually grip the football. Did he actually do it? Can he grip the football with one hand? Because that's going to be a problem if you can't. That might be an actual problem. Because quarterbacks sometimes, they're very loose with the ball and they're scrambling or they're running and he's got to be careful. Ginger ale. No, it is water. It is water. Yeah. I have Canada Dry. I have Schweppes. Really good ginger ale. By the way, Schweppes, if you want to, get a sponsorship, I have it right here. We could do a sponsorship right now. Rodney says Julio to the Colts, just rumors. UT says Ryan and Julio again. John says, so who in Atlanta Falcons get the draft? Probably a QB. P-Bar says, which QB will Falcons pick? I don't know. I think I don't know. Like, I don't with Marcus Mariota, I know they're not set at that position right now. I don't think they're set at that position right now. That's just me. You know what I mean? I don't think they go. I really don't think they go at they're not set in stone with Marcus Mariota. It's a short-term deal. It's a 2-year deal. They could probably get out of it after 1 year. So Ryan says, nah, Atlanta got Marcus Mariota. Yeah, he is a Philly native, actually. Matt Ryan is a Philly native. Comby said, I'm not worried about the throwing, but like I say, strip sacks look easy in that baby hand. Riley said he's going to be a starter until a real franchise QB arrives in the draft, and that's the Eagles should do. They should wait. They should just wait. George says we still need to get a safety. Yes, we definitely need a safety badly because Anthony Harris and Marcus Epps is not enough. Professor Cass says, yes, he's from Philly. Philly says, I will keep your secret. I know it's vodka in the soda bottles. No, I don't even like vodka at all, to be honest. If you throw a 50-yard dime down the field, it's not going to say Kenny's hand size. Brandon Beard says, did you see that Mariota got gray hair already? He's like when he knew President go. Yeah, I saw that. I saw a picture. Him and Baldy, I think, had a picture I saw a couple days ago, and I was like, he looks a lot older. You know, I got a lot of gray hair too. That's why I cut my hair really short so it doesn't show. You know what I mean? I grow a lot of gray hair when my hair grows. It sucks. It's horrible. A lot of my family, like my uncles and stuff, they are full gray hair when they turn 40. Full gray. I'm like, I don't want that to be me. I hope it's not. I mean, it didn't happen to my father, which is good. So I mean, maybe it's a good thing with me. I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing. We got a super chat from Carl22. Appreciate the super chat, man. He says, which linebackers do you see as the best fits in this draft? I like Nakobe Dean, obviously Devin Lloyd, and Christian Harris, like my 3 top guys right now. Really like Christian Harris a lot. But I will settle for Nakobe Dean or Devin Lloyd. I think that will definitely fit. They both fit this defense 100% in a hybrid scheme. Oh, yeah, they'll be great. Be great. We got a super chat from Colton B. Appreciate it very much, man. He says, if Hurts doesn't work, Bryce Young 2023. I can agree on that. I can really agree on that, guys. Like, I really do like some of these guys that are coming out. Okay. Bryce Young is definitely one. I think there's a guy, Casey Williams is another guy, I think, in the draft, unless I'm thinking about somebody else in next year's quarterback draft. So we'll see. Reich says Kevon Wallace needs to be released. Dude is all talk and always injured. That is so true. He was like the Brian Dawkins wannabe. That's how I think of him as. And he just – I remember he put out a tweet like when the Eagles were playing bad, and he was like, oh, if you're not on the ship, get off the ship. Like he was saying all this stuff on Twitter. I'm like, bro, you need to shut your mouth. Number one, you're not even showing up for this team. Number two, you're always injured. Number three, you talk way too much. So that's just the truth to it all. That's the truth to it all. George says we need a safety, but how much is Howie willing to spend on one is the question. That's what I'm saying. They look really cheap right now. I mean, they're playing the cheap game right now. They're not from what it looks like, they're not ready to build around Jalen Hurts right now or build more or spend big money around Jalen Hurts right now. Like I think they're going to wait another year and they're going to get their quarterback and then they're going to start spending money. And I think that's what they're going to do. So Matt Hall said Rager got balls for going on IG Live and talking crap. Yeah, he's pissing me off. I heard a lot of people in the chat a few days ago about, there's fans that ask him questions, about the Giants drops and that he costed them the game. And he said, oh, I costed them the game. And he started laughing about it. I'm like, he's a piece of garbage. Like, I can't stand this guy. I don't know. Ronnie Hunter says CJ Stroud better than Bryce Young. Bryce is too small for it. Brian says Hugh Jansen, Hugh G reaction is what Howie has sights on his wife. I was reading that and I was like, am I reading this wrong or does it sound really bad? Jones says CJ Stroud for sure. Polly Brown Says, dude, do you live up? I can't talk today. Live up in New York City now. I thought you were in Philadelphia, dude. That's what a lot of people think. I don't know why a lot of people think I'm from Philadelphia. I'm not. Been in Philadelphia a million times. I've been to Philly a lot. No, I'm a New Yorker, bro. I've been a New Yorker my whole life. My whole life, I'm a Philadelphia Eagle fan in New York. That's where I come from. Yes. I hate the Giants. I've had my family are a bunch of Giant fans. Yeah, it's crazy. Brian says, really though, I thought front office makes a couple major moves and makes up for the madness. John Jones said, I want both Lloyd and Dean. Joey tackles both Wyatt and Davis. Those are my four guys: Dean, Lloyd, Davis, and Wyatt. Philly M said, I would like if the Eagles take a linebacker in this draft, but I feel like the Cowboys have the same odds of winning 2 playoff games in this upcoming season, low odds. I think they take a step back this year because, number one, you have Ezekiel Elliott making $18 million for being a 4-yard rusher, okay? Tony Pollard's a better running back when it comes to special teams and catching the ball in the backfield. Michael Gallup got a big contract for being injured twice this season. CeeDee Lamb, let's see how he reacts, how he does being the number one guy. All the pressure's on him now. Amari Cooper's another one where they just had to get rid of him. But, 6 fifth-round picks were traded, which, that's horrible. They picked up, Malik Hooker on a 2-year deal. They could be getting Honey Badger. I don't know. They picked up Curse. He wasn't great. I don't think he was anything fantastic. Keanu Neal's moving from linebacker to safety. So, they picked up Dante Fowler and he's washed up. I think the offensive line for the Cowboys is overrated. I don't think Dak Prescott is anything crazy. So, I think the Cowboys take a step back. Will Gon says Kenny Willis, Bryce, or Hurts has night upside at this point. Jay Koch says, I agree with you, Joey. They must trade one of those first for draft ammo for 23. Hurts doesn't work out, they're screwed. Yeah, if they pick 3 guys in the first round and Hurts doesn't work out, we're done for. Then we're going to be giving away draft. Then we're going to be getting draft picks like crazy, giving away draft picks for the next couple of drafts, in 23 and 24 just to get a quarterback. It's not what you want to do. You want to play it safe, man. John says Jeffrey and Howie are the owner, needs to stay away from the draft right now. Philly says I will be surprised if the Eagles take a linebacker in the first 5 rounds. Dude, they might if they take one in the 4th or 5th, it's no big deal. They took one the 6th, 7th of last year with Patrick Johnson, Jacoby Stevens. So it didn't mean much for me. Jacoby Stevens, I think there's some upside to him because he's played in a good system at LSU and he's got leadership quality. He's a hybrid safety / linebacker on top of it, which is good. Patrick Johnson, I really wasn't. What did he come from? North Carolina? I forgot where he came from, but I really wasn't a big fan of Patrick Johnson either. So if they get a linebacker within the first 2 rounds, I'll be crying. I will be crying. Samuel Carrera says, how we come on Pascal 38 catches, got to do better than Hurts. We have Jalen Hurts who can't read single coverage. Where are we going, Joey? I don't know, dude. If he doesn't fix it, here's the thing, there's giving quarterbacks enough time. You can give quarterbacks enough time. But if you're giving quarterbacks more time and the simple things that quarterbacks should know going to the NFL, the plays that he should make are not getting done, it's a big problem. That's my whole thing on it. Professor Chaos says, Honey Badger better not go trash Dallas. They broke like us anyway. Dad says, we got to sign Rashaan Evans, former Tennessee linebacker, was a beast a couple years ago, but we probably won't. Brand new Bear says, props to you for rejecting the Giants. Those. Yeah, dude, no, I never was a Giant. No, never would ever root for them. Never did. Never will. River says, where do you watch Eagles games? Well, Wogies. No, usually I'll go to, I'll go around and watch. I have to stream, obviously. So I gotta stream stuff like that. So be at my girl's house or whatnot. So that's where I usually go to stream games. I don't know. I need a new setup soon for streaming games because I can't do my green screen. I can't do really much anything. So my streams for games are not really great. I will say that. So they're not. I'm trying to work on that right now. DB said, I'm a Philly fan from Seattle, so I feel you, Shakes. Dude, I get it. Miles says, your faith is misplayed. John says, I'm originally from Pennsylvania, reading Joey and live here in Las Vegas. Still bleed green, midnight green. Awesome, bro. Always repping, bro. What do you mean, Dallas, the 20-minute consecutive regular season champs? Rocky says this year it seems like we're just looking to build up the defense, and then next year is the offense. Could be. Yo, Burger Fossil, what's going on, man? He says, I think Patrick Johnson went to Tulane. Oh, yeah, he did go to Tulane. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It sounds familiar now. Yeah, he did go to Tulane. Brandon Bears, the Cowboys lost. Lil Collins and Randall Gregory, big losses. Yeah, I definitely think so. Remo says, I spent the majority of my life in Philly, but haven't been in L.A. the most last 5 years. I've been every single Birds game here in L.A. versus both the Rams and Chargers repping the Birds. Man, Remo, great job, man. Awesome. A lot of Eagles fans in Cali. Joe Jones says, I'm not going to lie. Kenny Pickett looked legit. He reminds me of a Josh Allen. We'll see. John James said, should we draft a wide receiver in the first round? I think we could. I think they can. Well, I think they're still going to add a weapon for Jalen Hurts just because we got Zach Pascal. I don't think they stop there. I think they can draft the receiver first or second round, whether it's first or second, whatever it is. John Jones says, Bear, where'd Collins, Randy Gregory go? Scheme, I actually live in Philly. People are starting. Defense would be scared if we get Ojabo and Jordan Davis in the first round. Ojabo's not going to get drafted in the first 2 rounds. Eagles should wait till the third round to get him. If they want to take a chance on him and that Achilles injury, that's fine, but wait later. Keem says, y'all just don't like Hurts, so just say they're looking at the end of that. Quee J says, Zach Pascal in the Hall of Fame with Jalen Hurts, marks my words. John said, I'm thinking about moving either to Rittenhouse Square. Philly Bull says, at this point, Pat Pearson might as well take the veteran minimum, hold down the cornerback 2 spot for us. Flagels fly. It could happen. They're looking at Xavier Rhodes. Steven Nelson hasn't signed anywhere yet, so Steven Nelson, I would rather have Steven Nelson come back. That's just me. I mean, I would rather draft the homegrown talent in the first round, which is definitely not going to happen. But at this point, I would definitely have somebody in the. I would definitely get Steven Nelson back. That's what I'd pretty go to. That's where I would go to pretty much right now. Bergen, you'll be on the game today, Joey. Let's kill. Yeah. So today. Yeah, I'll hit you up later, man. I was really busy yesterday, so I'll hit you up. So I won't be probably available till about 10 o'clock tonight. I'm actually going on Bird Gang 31's channel tonight. I think at like 9. So I'm gonna be a guest on his channel tonight. Says the Eagles fan from Alabama, ain't that something? It's great, man. John says, should we trade one of our first round picks? Yeah, at least one of them. Probably the 19th pick. I would trade back. I said, there's rumors Cowboys are interested in signing Jason Pierre-Paul. Yeah, they've been rumored to signing a lot of people, just like us, and we don't get them. They were rumored for Zadarius Smith. They were rumored for a few guys, and they didn't get them. So they could sign Jason Pierre-Paul. Who knows? John Jones says there's a few Eagles fans here in Vegas, Joey. Yeah, definitely. I bet. Evan says, I really hope we don't draft a QB. Power Surge said everyone always overthinks prospects. The bottom line is based on the film, and you pick it as far by the best QB in this class. Brandon Bears, how do you feel about Stingley? The more I watched him, the more I like his upside, especially if they use 2 other picks in the first round. Coming off that injury, we need to see what he could do. I think his pro day is going to be April 6th, I think I heard. So we'll wait till that time to see what he looks like. Stingley has said to all these teams, like, if you pass on me, you're going to be making a big mistake. Like, he's already warning teams, like, don't pass on me because of this stupid injury, because I'm coming back stronger than ever and I'm going to play lights out. I mean, I would love Stingley, but how far is he going to go down, and would the Eagles actually take him? That's going to be the question. I don't know what's going to happen there. Chuck Miles says, it Hurts shows some improvement in some of the areas he needs to, but it's maybe only a 30% improvement. Would you give Hurts another year or not? What's your thoughts? It just depends how much improvement it is. He needs to make major improvement this year. I mean, major. When it comes to anticipation, he can't miss wide open guys. He has got to be on point. I mean, I'm not saying he's got to be 100% perfect, but this guy needs to look a lot better than last year. So I'm going to be really hard on Jalen Hurts this year. I'm going to be critiquing him like there's no tomorrow. So that's fine. I got to pack some stuff up and tune in and support you, homie. I appreciate it, man. Much love, dude. Appreciate you coming in anyway, dude. We'll talk later. George Bros, I still think they're going to sign a corner. I think they're going to shy away from Nelson because the price tag he might be asking for 8 to 10 a year. It might be more money because he took what, $4 million last year, so he didn't take that much. So if it's between, like, if he's in the 8 to 10 range, it could work out. But over 10, I don't think they're going to pay. I don't know. Kilo says, I feel like I'm of Eagles fans in Vegas. Professor says, Hurts about to have 5,000 rushing yards He about to pass in the ball like Kobe never. I said, Joey, why don't you think we put stock in corner in the first round? We value safety over cornerback. We always have. I think we've always valued safety over corner. We took a chance. Sidney Jones in 2017 was supposed to be our first round pick before Derek Barnett came into play. Sidney Jones was the pick. Then he tore his Achilles and they changed plans and drafted that bum Derek Barnett that had one good year. So June Jones said, Joey, we should draft a receiver since we won't get DK Metcalf. I want a receiver from Baylor. Forget his name. I forgot his name. He ran the 4.21. The 4.23, 4.21, whatever he had. Philly says the Eagles quarterback, like a poor man, Russell Wilson, can do everything but toss the ball. He is like the black Tim Tebow. Philly said this is not a long-term quarterback for the Eagles. QJ said, I know what will fix all our problems. Alex says we don't really need like going cornerback in the first round like they trench as QB wide receiver. And I know that QJ likes Nate Gary a lot. It might be Nate Gary's actual account. We just don't know yet. Will says it hurts, gets injured again, but looks good. Do we just give up on him? If Hurts gets hurt, like if he gets hurt and misses a lot of time, he's done. I mean, this is the year, bro, and he gets hurt. It's not like, he got hurt, so we're gonna give him one more year. No, he gets hurt, forget about it. It's done. Jay guy says, hey there, Joey. Get a Fire Stick and you can watch any live sport on Strikeout and you for free. Yeah, it'd probably be better, man. $300 for Sunday ticket, bro. You're paying for NBA League Pass. You're paying $50 to watch any game. Am I right on NBA League Pass? If anybody has it, okay, you get $50 for every game. Like you got to pay $300 for football games. NFL is crazy, bro. They're crazy. Kelly says like Chicken Pete's open up out here. I showed up in all Eagles gear and it was hard. It had Raiders shit on the wall, one Hurts jersey. Michael says, how would you draft in the first 2 rounds? I would go. I would literally go Jordan Davis. I would go Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean, go in the second round and get the receiver from North Dakota State. I would get another weapon like that in the second round. Speed, good route running. Definitely. Jalen said, I hope we get Stanley. He can lock down Chase and some other great receivers in college, but he couldn't lock down Devontae Smith. It tells you how much Smith is good. Oh, definitely. Definitely. John said, Joey's so pumped for this draft. Dude, you and me both, man. You and me both. I'm pumped for it. I'm hoping it's not going to be a bad night. That's all I got to say. Hopefully this first night's not a bad night. One great fumble recovery Derek had. Oh, he had the strip on Case Keenum in the NFC Championship game. You know what I mean? And he had 2 critical plays. But he had like 5-6 sacks that year, didn't he? He had a good year that year. And then I think 18 he had like 4 to 5 sacks. I think 18 he had a pretty good, not a bad year until he got injured. And then that's what happened. He got injured. And then now he's being a knucklehead and he's really hurting the team more than he's helping the team. Like I said, what up, Vanilla Shakes? Slow news day or what? It's a slow day today. Yeah, it's a very slow day today. People, so I after when Pascal got signed, I was like, boom, there it is, and people are like, you actually like this signing? And I'm just like, well, it's not a bad sign, but it's not my favorite sign, no. So Hassan Reddick's on Twitter right now asking Eagles fans what number he should pick. That's what he's asking everybody on Twitter. Says, he has only to work on the accuracy and reading the defense. Maybe Jalen will heal fast after the surgery and can do something in the off. Dude, like, I don't think he's going to have enough time. I'm telling you right now, coming off this ankle surgery, he's not going to have no time before OTAs to do anything. No private workouts, no getting the receivers together, none of that. He goes to OTAs. I am telling you right now, with 3 preseason games, now only 3 preseason games, I'm telling you right now, I don't care what Nick says about these stupid scrimmages. He's not getting tackled. He's not getting pressured. He's throwing the ball every single play. Okay. I'm telling you right now, if he literally if they sit him preseason, we're done. He's going to look like crap beginning of the season. Like, it's going to happen. If they rest him all preseason, it's really going to piss me off. It really is. It's really going to piss me off. That's what I'm hoping it doesn't happen. Because think about it. What I would do is I'd put him in for what? I'd put him in for like 2 to 3 series the first game. Make your second preseason game the dress rehearsal game. Put him in for 2 to 3 quarters, and then send him out that last preseason game. That's how he needs a lot of reps. Hurts needs reps, badly needs reps. So don't be sitting everybody. So then when the first game comes, they're gonna look so bad. It's I'm hoping not. Richie MC says Treylon Burks, definitely my number one guy in this draft. I love Treylon Burks a lot. I don't care if he ran a 4.5 at the combine. I really like Treylon Burks a lot. I do. I think there's more on tape that it shows with him. I think he's great. Second one says, do you think Howie would trade up for Pickett? I don't think so. Right now, I think it was just a due diligence meeting, and that's it. That's what I think. Matt Beach said, whatever happened to Kyle Murray drama, for a second I thought he was an option. Yeah, I mean, they're working on it. He wants a huge extension right now. That's what he wants. So, I mean, maybe they work their things out. So that's what it seems like. Professor says, I'm not paying $300 when half games are literally free. Yeah, dude. I mean, for me, I don't live in Philly, so I don't get the Eagles games. I get Giants and Jets. That's what I get, and I can't stand it. QJ Smith says, yep, called me. I am, in fact, Nick Gary spreading propaganda. I'm a good linebacker, but I just want to go back to Philly to piss Philly 500 off as he slanders me. Marcus Messiah, what's going on, man? He says, league pass full season, $249. Oh, it's $249, so it's not $50. Why did I read $50? What I thought it said $50. So it is $249. That's still a lot of money, dude. That's a lot of money to watch games. A lot of money. I pay quarterly, so obviously I'm not paying the $300. I would never do that. Like I remember I did quarterly pay for $70 every month and a month and a half, and they literally took $300 away from me. I had to call them up and say, "Bro, that was fucked up. I don't know why they did that." Rich MC, the NFL got fans over a barrel, supply and demand. They could change anything they want as long as they're in demand. Yeah, people are too many dumb penalties by Barnett. Alex says, Joey, agree with your pick. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you. I think that's the way they got to go. Philly M says, I'm going to be mad if the Eagles don't hit on a minimum of 2 of the picks. They become Pro Bowl. No, they have to. At least 2 of these picks have to work out. 2 of these picks have to work out. The draft is still a month away, but, dude, it's going to come really quick, man. It's going to come really fast. Remember when we won the Super Bowl, how fast that free agency and the draft came? It came really quick. The draft, I kind of say it's the right way. It came really quick. Pause. So Philly M says in the next 2-3 years. Richie says Eagles freeing up money to use some of the signed Miles. Yeah, I doubt that, bro. I would not even sign. I'm not signing Miles Sanders to an extension right now. Definitely not. Anybody can look at 7-on-7. Kevin Cobb and Carson Wentz look good in practice. Richie MC, what number did Hassan wear at Temple? I don't even know what number he wore. Yeah, where's Jordan Howard is right, bro. He's got one more year on this deal, but I hate when he's healthy and they don't use him. They didn't use him in they didn't use him in that the Tampa Bay game in the wild card. Even in 2019, when he was fully dressed, he was ready to play in that Seahawks game, which he came off that stinger injury, and they still didn't play him. It pissed me off when they used Miles Sanders in that game that was almost gone for 3 weeks, not even 85% healthy, and they used him in that game. And it's just a total, oh my God, the way they used the running backs, I couldn't stand it. Ryan said he didn't look like crap against the Falcons game. He didn't play preseason. No, I mean, he didn't look horrible. I'm just saying, like, I don't want him to, I think every year's different. If he doesn't play in preseason, he may look bad. I don't know. I'm hoping he doesn't look bad. That's all I'm saying. Chuck says, how can Hurts work on reading on the field during the offseason? I don't know. Professor says Mike Evans ran a 4.5. D-Train says I'm in on Burks, Ohio State wide receiver, and QBs never live up to the hype in the NFL. Ron says he wore number 7 at Temple. Calvin says TM still a free agent. Remo says Jordan Howard is Seth Curry of the NFL. Nobody wants him for some reason, but always tears it up on the field and he plays for 100%. Giants and Jets sound like torture. It's horrible. It's horrible. Lil Gon says Howie doesn't trade Hurts. Falcons get Mariota. I think they want that type of QB. Eagles, a QB in the draft. We could trade Hurts and a pick for Calvin and AJ. Could this work out for or reach? You mean AJ Terrell? I would love to trade for AJ Terrell. If they were able to trade a quarterback over there, plus get AJ Terrell and some picks in return, I would be fine with it. AJ Terrell would be obviously a nice counterpiece. Number two corner would be fine. Philly Bulldog says, I'm from Philly, but I live in Tennessee. All I get is Titans and Panthers. Yeah, that sucks. That must suck. Did Jalen Hurts lose his QB coach or no? No, Brian Johnson's still here. No, he's still here. Malik Willis pro. Oh, so the pro day is today. I use an app and watch all the games for free. Yeah, good for you, bro. Love the show so much. Much info. Thanks, Cormor. Thanks, man. I mean, it's not much info, but it's at least, we try to just go over everything. Gary says, what part of Jersey are you from? I'm not from Jersey, man. I'm from I'm in New York, bro. I'm a New Yorker, Eagles fan my whole life. Because the one helmet rule is toast. Lurie better break out Kelly Green. I doubt if it's going to happen. Henrik says, Eagles need to win at Dallas. I live here every game. I've gotten blown out. Dallas fans are ruthless. D-Train says, I like Howard more than Sanders. Just sucks because he's always hurt, just like Sanders. I mean, he wasn't hurt this year. That's what I'm saying. He wasn't hurt this year. Like, Howard almost contemplated retirement before signing with the Eagles this year. I mean, he didn't want to leave the Eagles after 2019. He loved Philadelphia so much. He loved it here. I want them to resign Jordan Howard. But, then they don't use him at critical moments. Like, Boston Scott and Jordan Howard, when Miles Sanders was out, won you football games with this run game. But then you totally ignore Jordan Howard and Boston Scott, and you run with Miles Sanders you just run with him. I mean, he was almost out 3 weeks, and you just use him the whole entire game. Not even 85% healthy. It just pisses me off. J-Funk is anything new yet, or are we done? I don't know. I mean, there's nothing going on right now. So, Fresca says Hurts needs to flip someone stern at QB coach. Dad says you got to find someone in college and use their info to sign up for the pass so you can get a discount. Joshua says, if we take Pickett, what do you think will happen to Hurts? It's either Hurts is going to get traded or Minshew is going to get traded. They're not keeping 3 quarterbacks. It's not going to happen. You said the Cowboys, Giants, and Commanders will be 0-13 for a while. The Eagles will be 17-0 and win a Super Bowl. I have seen the future. Coach says, just look at the Jaron Kearse stats and how low-key he had a good year. 101 tackles, 9 tackles for lost sacks, 10 views, and 2 picks. Rock says, hopefully we're not in the running for RPO 100% of the time and running screenplays. Yeah, they need to stop with that. Like, they need to start passing the ball. Like, they have to start commanding the pass. I mean, that's and slinging it. Like, he's got to. Forte said, when are we going to get a VR football tools? What would be wicked? Yo, Danny, what's going on, man? How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good day today, bro. Hope you're having a good day. Connor says, why do we let Howard go? Well, we didn't let Howard go yet. He's still on contract. We didn't let him go at all. I see a rumor trade Hurts the Texans for 2023 first and 2022 second. I take that trade in a heartbeat. I take it right now. Killer goes, how would you feel if they trade Pickett if they draft Pickett over Burke? I'd be pissed off. I'd be pissed. Bryce says, do you know the NFL free agency is finished? No, it goes on for weeks. It goes on. It just depends on who's available that's left. It goes on for as many weeks as possible until there's really nobody left. Free agency is always around. You know what I mean? Brandon Wright says, I'm from Nevada. I'll get all I get is Raiders, Niners, and Chargers. I was NFL free agency runs till midseason. Michael says, I hope J Jaw is off the team. True that. Danny says, Jordan Howard is underrated. The running game is better when he played. Yeah, I think so, because not only is he a bruiser, but he's a finisher. He could tire out defensive lines, which really helps your passing game too and your protection. So Professor Chaos says, not Howard got a stinger at the end of the season, looked more like oh no, he did get another. I forgot he did get hurt again at the end of the year, but he came back. He was fully healthy. He got playing time in that Tampa game, so they could have played him in that game a lot more, unless he had limited snaps. They put him on limited snaps, which I think that's what they did. That's unfortunate though. Eugene says, it was great McNabb era. They played all the Eagles games. Let's see. Louis Patterson said, I think we would trade Hurts if we get Pickett. Remo says, I know Hurts won't whine like Wentz if Pickett does get drafted. He'll just keep working. That's what I said earlier in the stream. I think he'll just work harder. That's just the kind of guy he is. QJ, which division rival do you hate the most? Mine is Dallas because they stink. I'd probably agree. Fournette just re-signed with the Bucs actually today. So Is it $300 every month? Works out $1,200 in 4 months. Ouch. Yeah, it's too expensive for him. I mean, I still pay it, but I think it's just ridiculously. So Malik Willis is looking. I wonder if the Eagles are at that pro day. I wonder if they're at that pro day right now. Teacher says Boston Scott was crazy, sneaky, productive. I was remember Rashad Penny signed a 1-year deal with Seattle. Yeah, I they need him back for that run game. Scott low key went off. Yeah, I think he did too. Boston Scott's a good player, man. Really good player. I love Boston Scott. He's got that sneaky speed. He's got that sneaky speed. Let's see what we got here. There's nothing going on today. Charles says I'll take Willis over Pickett. Danny says if they draft Pickett, then Hurts would either be traded or he would start next year and be traded after the 2022 season. I hope they don't. I'd rather build the team up and draft Pickett. Mario said, which running back should we draft? I haven't really covered a lot of running backs at all, so I have no idea right now. Will Gahn says if Eagles take Willis out to eat as well, we are screwed. Yeah, we'll see, bro. We'll see. I don't know, but we'll find out when the time comes. I don't know. I'm really nervous about that. I'm really, really nervous. I'm really nervous about it. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, it's just the truth to it all. The truth to it all, guys. We have 241 in the chat. Much love to everybody that's in the chat right now, just watching the stream, hanging out for a week and a half of free agency. And obviously, a lot of people are very upset over what's going to be happening with the Eagles and just, how everything's been going. Appreciate everybody that actually joined the Philly Shakedown last night. Anybody from this channel that joined over there. We had over 500 people in the chat last night, which is great. And a lot of people were really excited. And, some people were upset about what's happened with the Eagles so far. But I'm glad that the support has always been there. And if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Like I said, there's 250 people in the chat. We cover the Eagles every single day, so definitely check that out. Check out some of the content if you guys haven't. So subscribe. It's free, and it's check out some of the memberships down in the description below. We do draft highlight reactions, miscellaneous videos, and we just do some stuff that's going to be copyrighted, so we don't we put it in the membership stuff. So a lot of channel membership videos are out right now. If you guys haven't liked the stream, please like the stream. Let's try to get the stream to 200 likes if we can today. Much love to everybody that's in here today. So appreciate everybody. Appreciate it. Willis has a cannon. That just said, Birds draft Pickett Wentz will be it, but Hurts all over again. Q says, knowing Howie's probably going to have dinner with every QB this draft. Reese says, Leprechaun or Child's Play, Joey? Oh, Child's Play, Leprechaun. I hate all the Leprechaun movies. I used to like the first one was good, and then like he's in the hood, then he's in space. Like I can't stand it. Cohen says, Joey, who would you take in the second round of the World Series? Possibly a Dotson, Pickens. I mean, I like Mechie. I like Pickens. I like the one from North Dakota State. Vic had a cannon too. Let's see. Kikoya says, can rock with Willis, not Pickett. Dank says, honestly, I think Howie should just throw other GMs off his track by looking like he's going after. I think that's somewhat a part of it because I think the first part to all of it is when he named Jalen Hurts starting quarterback for next year and no one kind of believed it, and then obviously so there might be a team that might, trade up with the Eagles or want to trade up one of those picks and us to trade back because they're going to get one of these quarterbacks really badly. So Remo says the Leprechaun movies are more funny than scary, which is true. And I think Child's Play is almost the same thing because I don't think Child's Play has ever been like scary. So, you know what I mean? I get it. I definitely get it. Oh, boy. I'm Wicker you says Howie's moving up for Little Fingers. I'm telling you. Now he's called Little Fingers. Baby hands, now Little Fingers. That's amazing. Baby hands and Little Fingers. He's moving up for Little Fingers. I tell you, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Will Gahn says they might as well take me out for dinner. Right? That's what I'm saying. Take him out for dinner. Take me out to dinner. Damn, we've been invested in this team for our whole life. Like our whole life, we've been invested in this. Take me out to dinner, man. J17 says, yeah, like it's Leprechaun going to space. Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. I think Hurt's biggest problem is his field vision and anticipation. I don't worry about his arm strength like most people. Yeah, his arm strength. His arm strength isn't bad, but it's his accuracy. It's accuracy, deep ball accuracy, anticipation on throws, scanning the field, going through his reads. I'd rather we would have re-signed McLeod over Harris. Yeah, I don't know. Harris made some good plays this year, but because there's no pass rush, it really made a huge difference on some of these safeties in the back end. So I don't know. Harris didn't really scream out anything. He didn't really flash to me too much. So Adama says there are so many different opinions on Howie, but on many agree with his sneaky quiet when he wants to be. And that's true. He doesn't show his hand. That's what I like about Howie Roseman too. So doesn't make things obvious. Professor's Kyle Murray hands like twice the size of Pickett's. Derek says, who can we still get in free agency? I mean, there's plenty of Honey Badger still available. They can get, Valdez Scantling at wide receiver still available. Odell Beckham still available. Jabril Peppers at safety still available. I mean, there's a good amount of guys still available in free agency. For the Anita Lord of Illusions will make. Will Gahn says Harris is just a do his job type of guy. And I think that's all it is. Veteran presence, veteran voice, leadership, and that's it. I don't know how much about Pascal he is. Yeah, he plays inside and outside. He can average 600 to 700 yards when Nick Sirianni was the offensive coordinator for the Colts, he had like 600 to 700 yard seasons as a number 3. But other than that, that was pretty much it. You know what I mean? Block that person. I mean, he's for a number 3, we only paid him like 1 point. I mean, it wasn't much money. He was dirt cheap, so he is definitely an upgrade in this offense. Because if Nick knows how to use him really well, which is a good thing. So that pops up all the time. It's so annoying. Like, how many accounts does this guy have? So annoying. I said Pascal can run the jet sweep. Rager, you're on notice. You're on notice. He can run the jet sweep better than him, and he weighs more. That's just the truth. Halloween in space, Michael Myers out of this world. Yeah, I would still watch it. That's how sad it is. Professor Cass says those tiny hands is why we couldn't hit those free throws. Really disappointed, man. Madman Sirianni. Who Williams? If he ordered the it's over. We drafted. If he ordered the lobster, it's over. We drafted Pickett. Yeah, dude, that's what I'm afraid of right now. That's really what I'm afraid of right now. I'm not kidding. But I mean, it could be just a due diligence meeting. If Howie Roseman was in this meeting, then it's a different story. You know what I mean? If he was in this meeting, it'd be a whole different story. So, not sure. I hope not, man. I'll be so mad. I'll be beyond pissed off. You've never seen a freak out by me in a long time, and I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be nuts. Junior, what's going on, man? Yeah, Jason went to space. That movie's Jason X is horrible. Horrible. I've only watched that movie probably 2 times. I won't watch it anymore. It's that bad. It's really that bad. And I'm a huge Friday the 13th fan. Dank says you play Madden on Xbox. Yeah, I do. And PC as well. I actually have it on PC as well. So Smith, Quez, and Pascal will be the 3 starting receivers, is my guess. Yeah, for what it's worth, yes. Will Gangster Rager said on live, "Oh, y'all lost because of me. Sorry. He doesn't care what people say. He doesn't care enough. Yeah, ridiculous. Freddy vs. Jason Space, I'd watch. They should remake that movie. But probably not going to happen, unfortunately. There's nothing going on. Let's see Malik Willis. See Malik Willis right now. Malik Willis. Holy crap. Yikes. He's got an arm. I mean, he's got a good arm. My God. He commands that arm. Oh my God. It's a good arm. Wow. Looks good. Looks really good. John Jones, I really want this team to draft defense. I don't know how else to say it. You just say, Willis deep balls are insane. Dude, I just watched a clip just now. You just say, what Eagles move would piss you off the most? I'm saying this because I hate Howie on speed dial. So we can make solid move. I'll make sad move. I think go for a quarterback, I'll be really pissed off. Yeah, he's got to be accurate. It's really accuracy and just being consistent on throws. He's got the arm to do anything. If he gets the right coach, he needs the right coach. He needs the right coaching. I think that's the case. My God. John says, I want to see another Jimmy Johnson defense while Howie's still the GM. We won't. Probably not. I mean, I don't know. Jonathan Gann wants to run what he wants to run. I mean, he wants to run a hybrid defense in multiple fronts. D-Train says, we are going to draft defense. It's just with the picks. We have a lot of holes, D to fill. QJ said, looks like we're getting Mike Glennon then. I hope not. Unfortunately, it will give Rager every opportunity because he was a first-round pick, even though he doesn't deserve it. No, they probably will. He'll probably get more playing time. If he takes away snaps from Devontae, not Devontae Smith, from Quez Watkins, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. No joke. It's gonna suck. It really is. It's gonna be bad. Dave said every Madden simulation in the draft that has picking up a quarterback, wide receiver, and O-line. I don't doubt it, bro. Free agency ends by mid-season, dude. Free agency goes on for a long time. It goes on for a long time. Depends on who's left. You know what I mean? Jesus, man. I don't know. It's crazy. It is crazy. Slay on punt returns. Yeah, I mean, if we get that, I don't know. That would be nice to see, right? Slay could run too. Slay's quick. Slay could run. He could run. I mean, when you saw him in those motion, like he looked pretty quick. Remember says on a couple of games, Willis kind of scared me though. 3 interceptions and got sacked 9 times versus Ole Miss. First cast, would you rather have a rushing first offense than Mike Longneck Glennon? Yeah, I would have a rushing first offense. Tarek says, I still think Rager can have a resurgence like the Aguilar. Yeah, I don't know. Like with Aguilar, he was just better in general. Like Aguilar got separation but couldn't catch for the first 2 years. A different story with Aguilar. Way different story. David says they need to do a Leprechaun versus Chucky movie. That'd be perfect. That'd be perfect. Michael versus Chucky would be a good one too. I wouldn't mind that either. Man, Willis looks good. He looks really good. I ain't gonna lie. He looks good. Looks really, really good. Rocky says, shame Slay didn't get all pro this past season. Yeah, it sucks, man. They said they need to do Leprechaun versus Chucky. Ford says, Mulata on 3rd and goal this year. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind him going out for a pass either this year. Aguilar was better from day one than Rager. That says a lot because they were both bad. No, Rager, I mean, Aguilar was good. I mean, Aguilar had a drop problem, but he could run routes and he got separation. Like, he had good hand-eye coordination when he caught the football at times. Would you rather have Rager or Kelsey on punt return? Kelsey. That's how bad he is. If he's not going to contribute in this offense, how is he going to contribute on special teams? When you drafted Jalen Rager, he had that pedigree of special teams on punt returns, and he still can't do it. Thornton is a wide receiver out of Baylor, Joe. Yeah, Thornton. I forgot his name. President Slay said he was working on his route running after that Christian Kirk contract. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, it's how much money they're getting, man. He ain't gonna get money like that the rest of his career. It's crazy. I'm gonna have to do a video on Malik. I'm gonna have to do a video on Malik Willis at his pro day because I gotta watch the rest of it, but it looks really good. I mean, I know it's only a pro day, I understand, but his deep ball looks really good. Looks really, really good. I love it. I really like it a lot. I'm not even kidding. I think it looks really good. Yeah. Looks really good. Much love to everybody that's in the chat. 236 in the chat. Much love to everybody that's in here right now. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. We cover the Eagles every single day. I don't know how long we're going to run today. I might do a couple, maybe one. I had a video come out this morning. Got another video coming out today as well. So we might run for a little bit longer. We might not go over 3 hours today. Might run for a little bit longer today and, call it a day. Everyone just enjoy their day today. Guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. If we can get the stream to 200 likes, that'd be great. If not, don't worry about it, but it'd be great if we can. But if you guys check out some of the content, if you guys haven't, just subscribe to the channel. I mean, we cover everything. So we've been streaming pretty much for a week and a half straight, 8 days straight so far. So probably going to stream again. Probably will stream again tomorrow, most likely. So we'll talk for a bit tomorrow as well. And we'll start moving towards the draft a little bit since free agency is kind of dead right now. And the Eagles have, made a couple moves already. And, it's really, I don't know what else they're going to do unless we get surprised by something that we didn't really expect too much. So we'll see. Texas, I don't understand Pickett now. How is he the most pro-ready QB? I don't think he's pro-ready, as much as everyone thinks he's going to be. Adder says, when are we trading for Mason Rudolph? Foster Morris says, Breece Hall is Sanders' replacement. Interesting. Let's see, D-Tran. I'll have to look at Pickett's mechanics. I haven't really looked at him. I haven't looked at any quarterbacks. I haven't looked at any quarterbacks at all, to be honest. I haven't looked at anybody. I mean, nobody, to be honest. So that's that's the problem. You know what I mean? Haven't looked at anybody. So it's just gonna be, it's gonna be a big question mark. But at this point, I think they're doing their due diligence and just meeting. If this was like Howie Roseman, Jeffrey Lurie having a meeting with Kenny Pickett, then I'd be more worried. But because it's just Brian Johnson, just with some of the scouts, and just they're probably asking him questions and about plays and about just certain things about him. I mean, other than that, I don't think it's anything to take too serious after looking at it, really. So, but it's not showing that they have no interest. It's showing that they just, they have a little bit of interest, but they want to know more about him. And I think that's as far as it really goes right now. Dave said Deshaun Jackson on a 1-year deal. What's your thoughts? I'm done with Deshaun Jackson. I'm done. He went to the Rams, then wanted out because he wasn't getting the ball and that wasn't getting to him enough. Then he went to the Raiders and totally flopped on that. Derek Carr overthrew him a lot of times too. Like Deshaun Jackson had some good plays, but I think Derek Carr definitely, and I think they got rid of him too. So Jackson just has to retire, man. He just got to retire. He can still play, but it's just funny how he was injured with us, and then he went to these 2 other teams. He wasn't even injured at all. I don't think so. I think it's just amazing at this point. So, but Yeah, it's a quiet day today. It's quiet. We streamed for a couple hours today. That's what I kind of wanted to do with everybody today. I know a lot of Eagles fans are kind of pissed off over what's transpired so far, and I get it. Like, and look, like if the Eagles are going after a quarterback, if the Eagles are going after a quarterback, this free agency makes a lot of sense right now. This free agency makes a lot of sense because they're not spending money on big players because they're not ready to build around Hurts right now. So it's starting to show that that could be the case, but we could be wrong. You know what I mean? We could be wrong. There could be a trade in the works soon. I mean, who knows? You know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see though. You know what I mean? But all right, guys, we're probably gonna end right here, and I'm definitely gonna watch some Malik Willis today. Definitely gonna work. Watch some other players today. Work on some draft stuff today, which I'm kind of behind right now. And we'll have another stream tomorrow. If anything breaks, like I said, anything breaks during the week, we'll have a video out. We'll have a live stream. If it's more breaking than what it usually is, we'll have another live stream over it. You know what I mean? We'll definitely do a lot more. So definitely stay tuned for another stream tomorrow. We'll be set. We'll be ready to go. And that's pretty much it. So subscribe to the channel. 193 in here, guys. Much love to let's 193 that are in here right now. Much love to everybody that joined the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you haven't subscribed, check if you are subscribed, because sometimes YouTube has been unsubscribing people, and people are saying, "Oh, I didn't know I was unsubscribed. I thought you weren't making videos." So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell for notifications on all of the content that is put out on this channel. So definitely subscribe. Hit the like button before you leave. Much love to everybody that just joined today. This is the 9th day of free agency. We'll do another one tomorrow. Definitely. So, all right, guys, you guys have a fantastic day, and we'll see you tomorrow. So, all right, guys, have a great day. See you guys.